Hey everyone, welcome to another brand new episode of the Outlaw Nation show live here on the Outlaw Nation channel. I am the Outlaw, John Roca. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with me today. I've had a very, very busy day. So much going on today, preparing for the week for all the other shows that I'm doing. Also got a chance to run out and get my hair cut once and for all. The Supercuts open up around here. Also, finally got my fat ass on my water rower and did it today. It kicked the crap out of me. Ladies and gentlemen, if you put on 25 pounds over 3 years, the last time you worked out, it is tough to get back on the schneid again. I got a feeling tomorrow I'm going to look like absolute crap. Am I out of focus? I think, I'm out of focus again. Hold on. Let me mess with this a little bit. Let me get this. There we go. There we go. All right. There we go. That's better. All right. I just want to make sure I'm all right. And thank you all so much for joining me live here on the Outlaw Nation channel. I'm excited to be talking with you and answering your questions. It's our monthly Q&A/AMA episode. So everything is in play. We've had a bunch of great WandaVision episodes. We've been breaking them down on the Geek Buddies. Thank you so much for everyone who's watched our reviews. Our episode 4 review crossed 11,000 views today. Pretty incredible stuff. We just finished doing a live watch along of the Royal Rumble. That's almost at 5,000 views. So really a lot of great things happen, a lot of different variety of content we're trying to create here on the channel for you all. For those of you who don't know, we did have to push Mornings with the Outlaw out onto the water. It is no longer a show here on the Outlaw Nation channel, but there are other things coming down the pike that I'll be announcing very soon once we line them up and we're ready to talk about them and put them on the Outlaw Nation channel for sure. We crossed 15,300 subscribers pretty quickly, so thank you all so much for coming aboard the train here and being a part of the Outlaw Nation channel. It's good to see all of you all in here. See Kevin Merton, Sean is in here as well. Shane Sutton, Lauren, Ronan Unchained, Alan Smith, hey, what's up? Sod SQ and Justin Toner. Great to see you. Corey Cameron, Chris Taylor in here as well. You guys know how this works. There's super chats and the Streamlabs are open for you all to send in your questions and ask me about anything you guys want to talk about today and get into it. I've got my Knob Creek going on here. I got my Diet Coke as a chaser because I'm not 100% cool drinking anything straight. So I'm ready to go here. I'm ready to answer your questions. I'm ready to talk about life. I'm ready to talk about movies. I'm ready to talk about sports. I'm ready to talk about so many things with you all. Send in your questions as we go along throughout the night, and we'll get into everything and talk about all of it here on the Outlaw Nation channel for sure. Let me put this on the coaster. You know, the lady needs coasters, so you got to use the coasters for God's sakes. We bought some nice summer ones the other day. They were pretty cool. Take a shot, Rogan. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you. For those of you who missed it, I was on Schmodown backstage today. I don't know if you saw that. Me and Ben Bateman going at each other a little bit, good-naturedly, but also a little bit serious as well. And then took on him and Brad Gilmore and Dwayne Burke in an IG battle. Ben won by 1 point, I think. But hey, IG's not my thing. But I was pretty happy to hang in there. Coruscant, that's the planet. Coruscant, ladies and gentlemen. Coruscant, not Naboo. Coruscant, not Naboo. I'm sure Laura Kelly's going to give me a lot of shit for that, of course. So there you go. We also had a great Game Time episode yesterday. That was a lot of fun with Jay Washington and Winston A. Marshall coming back talking, as we begin Super Bowl week. The Super Bowl is this Sunday. Some of you asked us to do a live watch-along. I don't know if I can do a live watch-along, or I don't know if Jay Washington will be down for a live watch-along. We'll see, because sometimes when you do a watch-along, you kind of have to watch the same screen, because if you don't, then it all depends on how it's being broadcast. And I use my app on my Roku, my Spectrum app, to watch the games, and that's usually about 10 seconds, 8 seconds behind people who are watching it on their cable or satellite. So I have to suffer for that, and I don't know if I can do that. But maybe a live watch-along with just me, that's a possibility on Sunday. We shall see. I got a feeling the Lady Outlaw is going to leave me alone on Sunday so she can go off and do things and hang out with her sister and play with the other puppy that her sister has. So I think I might be free to do a watch along on Sunday. Another fun thing that's going on here on the Outlaw Nation channel is also Impolite Truths. Don't forget our next episode rather, is Thursday night. Having a lot of fun there with Dorina Arellano every week, talking about what's going on in the world of politics. We talked about the GameStop stuff the other day. That was a lot of fun. So much to get into there with the trade stocks and what have you and everything like that. That was a blast for sure. And then what else do we get? What else do we got going? Oh yeah, Thursday at 2 p.m. PT. Thursday at 2 p.m. PT, I think is what it is. We are doing the Golden Ticket finale, the finale of the Golden Ticket live on the Top 10 YouTube channel. So if you don't know, the Top 10, that show that I co-host with me and Matt Nost, it has a YouTube channel. Just type in the Top 10 and type in one of our names and it should come up. You can subscribe to that channel as well. But we'll be doing the live finale of the Golden Ticket there. We got two finalists. And it's open to everybody to come watch, so you get a taste of the show. It's one of the extra shows we do where the patrons that contribute at the $10 and above level are able to be a part of it and participate in it. And after the finale, the winner gets to be on an episode of the Top 10. And we're going to count down. They get to choose the topic, and we'll count down their list and our list at the same time. And I'm sure we'll let it decompress for a few months, and then we'll start it all over again. So that's kind of a new show we're doing for the Top 10. I'm sure we'll come up with something in the meantime because we like to keep our fans very much feeling like they're getting their bang for their buck. And speaking of Patreons, just a little update for you, for those of you who are part of the Patreon. If you're not in the Patreon, what are you doing, for God's sakes? Come and join the Patreon right down there, patreon.com/John Roca. We got so much going on there. We've made some changes. We've adjusted some of the benefits. We've also got questions out for people who are patrons about what they would like to see from us as a patron. What would you like to see from the Outlaw Nation, from me? What would you like to see there at the multiple levels and the multiple tiers that we're also getting rid of the $15 tier. We've given people a 28-day kind of a warning as we dropped the message yesterday, February 1st. And on March 1st, we will be moving the $15 tier into the $20 tier, and we're going to start adding some benefits on the $20 tier, including watch-alongs. We're going to be doing watch-alongs of movies and talking about them as we watch them together, and those are going to be private links, so those are not going to be available for everybody else. Those are only going to be for the patrons, so we can all hang out, watch a movie, talk about it, hear our opinions and what have you, go back and forth. That's going to be a fun time. The Discord's hangouts have also changed for those of you who are Outlaw Nation. The $5 and above Discord hangout, the voice chat, that one is now on Monday nights from 5 to 6:30. And then the Zoom call on camera hangouts for the $10 and above patrons, those are now going to be on Wednesday night. And on the nights that we have a pre-recorded Jedi Way, it's at 6. On the nights we don't have a Jedi Way, it's at 5. On the nights that we have a live Jedi Way, it's at 6:30. Either way, going to announce them every week to let people know. So those are the things that are going on here, and we're open to some suggestions that people would want to see or be a part of. And hey, the Schmodown is ramping up. So if you want to help me study, you want to help me get involved with stuff, come and be a part of that as well for sure. All right, let's see here. What do we got going on? Any Streamlabs super chats so far? No. All right, well, let's talk about the world as it's going on. Kind of a nutty situation going on in the world right now. But like, how are you feeling about WandaVision? Let's focus on stuff that we can enjoy. Are you enjoying WandaVision? Are you liking the tweets? The storylines? Are you liking where it's going right now? We're at episode 4. Episode 5 is going to drop obviously in a couple of days, and we'll see where that goes. But episode 4, I mean, we did our review. It was like an hour and 22 minutes. It was a lot to talk about on that review, and there was a lot going into that review, and we certainly dissected. If you haven't watched our reviews, I'm telling you, we take it scene by scene through the whole show, so we can let you know how it's connecting. And Michael Vogel is a showrunner himself, so he can break down the structure. Shannon McClung is a writer, so you're looking at the scenes and how they're written and how they're constructed to lead to the next scene. Emma Fife, of course, is knowledgeable about all things geek. And so she brings her perspective, and as a woman as well, brings her perspective to this, a very, very cherished perspective for us. And of course, me just guiding the ship to make sure we start on time and make sure we land at port on time and safe. And so it's been great to do these reviews and bleeding off of Mandalorian. It's been a lot of fun. And I've been enjoying the different stages of sitcoms that are going through 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, what have you. It's been a blast to be involved in that as well. So there you go. Oh, Kevin Mertz says, don't have Disney Plus, so I can't comment. I'm sorry, Kevin. I apologize. That's something you got to get. There we go. Mando fan says, John, R.I.P. Hal Holbrook. Yeah, absolutely. Hal Holbrook sadly passed away. But listen, 95 years old, ladies and gentlemen. 95 years old. I feel like you've done a good job. Listen, I'm not getting past 80. I'm telling you right now. So you cherish the Outlaw while you have him. I'm not going past 80, man. No way. You're not seeing the Outlaw hanging out in a walker trying to compete with people in the common area in movie trivia. I am not walking out there with my vest and my boxer briefs and my leather vest and my chaps and my cowboy boots at 80 years old. I'm not doing it. Wrinkled, for God's sakes. I'm not doing it. I'm gonna be done at 80. 80's enough. So enjoy what you got, because that's it. But 95 to Hal Holbrook. What an incredible actor, involved in so many different projects and so much notable work. I remember him being Mark Twain on stage for many, many years. All the President's Men, I believe. Wall Street, if you guys remember him in Wall Street. Into the Wild with Emile Hirsch. He was really good in that. He's done so many incredible movies and TV shows. And of course, I think he was married to Dixie Carter as well, who passed on years earlier. So you got to give a lot of credit to this gentleman. Hang around, worked all the way up until his death. So pretty phenomenal to see how much he was able to get done, how much he was able to do in this life as an actor. That's what I would say as an actor. Yeah, I just remember him in Creep Show. I remember that. Chris Taylor says, you'll make me the robot outlaw. Oh my God, please. No. Don't make me a Terminator, for God's sakes. Terminator would be good. Come with me if you want to answer your 5-point. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much. Your 5-point. That Jason Inman video was awesome, John. Yeah, thanks, Ronan Unchained. He was great. Jason was on last week. So many great what can you say? So many great things going on in his world. You know, he's got his 4th Kickstarter that is doing so well. He is that comic looks fantastic. He doled out some really good advice for those of you who are starting Kickstarters or want to start Kickstarters. What's important, for God's sake. So it's incredible. If you haven't watched last week's episode, it's a damn good episode. Ronan and Shane says that Jason Inman video was awesome, John. Yes, I agree. And Calm Down Rich says, you're planning to go out with the 5-finger death punch, huh? Yeah, the battle of honor and humanity. You know, I'm in one of those moods. Listen, guys, I just worked out, so I've got the endorphins running big. I want to put on music and just fucking have a good time with you all. Turn off the lights, put on the red lights. You know, let's get down. Let's get like Barry White. You know, like the Secret God from Quincy Jones. You know what I'm talking about? Something deep. You know, I don't want to know about just any secret. I want to know that special secret. You know what I'm talking about? That Barry White stuff. That's where I'm at right now. You know, Aisha, you know what I'm talking about. You know Barry White. Aisha, you know Barry White. Aisha, I know you know Barry White. Everybody knows Barry White. Black History Month, Barry White. Yes, respect. He's incredible. Miles Davis would be nice. I like Miles Davis. I'm a big fan of Miles Davis, my Aisha. Absolutely. Let's see here. Shine Sun. Now that he's in the MCU, Flickinger has to come on. Yeah, I got to. You know what is so funny? When I first left Collider, Flickinger was one of the first people that reached out to me and said, your graphics are great. Your videos are great. Like your intro videos are fantastic. Who's doing these things? And I want to come on your show. But it just hasn't worked out yet. But maybe I need to reach out to Flickinger, because Flickinger's on the East Coast. So I don't know what his situation is like to come on a show for 2 hours at 9 o'clock at night. We'll see. Maybe we can adjust the show to 5 o'clock, come on at 8 o'clock on his time. But yeah, Flickinger definitely. There's a lot of people I want to bring on to the channel for sure. A lot of Schmodown people, a lot of the new crew in the Finstock Exchange that I want to bring on to the channel as well. Have a little introduction. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a Finstock Exchange night where all the rookies can come on. And I don't know if Taylor who is in Australia or Kimberly who's in England can come on. But if they can make it on, it'd be a lot of fun to get them onto the channel and have everybody on like a Brady Bunch screen on a bit of a on the StreamYards rather, and have them all on there to talk about their experiences, talk about their excitement, talk about the excitement of being drafted, all of that for sure. Let's see. Chris Taylor. Yeah. Put on the red light. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Practice what you preach. That's Barry White. Practice what you preach. If you think I'm gonna be good to you, if you think I like what you do, show. You're right. That's right. Turn the lights down low. Yeah, man. I love that song. Quincy Jones, Back on the Block from the 80s. If you haven't gotten that album or that cassette, ladies and gentlemen, or CD, you need to get on that shit. It's good stuff. Ah, crap. I'm drinking and I've got endorphins. Y'all are in trouble, man. This is an early part of the night. I'm just hanging out tonight. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Send some Streamlabs super chats, ladies and gentlemen. Send some support here. We got 70 y'all watching us live. Please hit that like button. I didn't feel like a guest tonight. I felt like hanging out tonight. It's been a bit of a busy last few days. And so I'm just hanging out with you all and having a little fun. So anything you want to talk about, ask me about WandaVision, ask me about Justice League, ask me about the MCU, ask me about the Schmodown draft, ask me about life, mental health, relationships. Are you suffering? Are you guys in a bad Are you in a bad relationship? Talk to me. Talk to your daddy. Talk to the outlaw. You know what? Hold on. All right. Talk. All right. Hold on. All right. Now we're now. All right. You know what? If you're gonna talk to the outlaw daddy, that's what you got to do. Talk to the outlaw daddy. I'm gonna bring some of y'all in a little bit later live, but we got to get a certain amount of money here, ladies and gentlemen. Please, some support for the channel. Would love to get to $250, and maybe at $100, Sean can suggest a story I can tell. At $200, whoever donates can suggest a story. At the $200 and at $250, another story for sure. There's stuff whatever you want to know about. Is there anything you've ever wanted to ask me? Just about anything is on the table here. It's an AMA. It's a Q&A. So whatever you want to ask me is on the table. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's put up our Spurs. Let's put up our cowboy boots on the table. Lean back. Light our rolled cigarette. Listen to the fireplace. Hear the coyote in the distance. Wrap up in our shawl. Have our sarsaparilla. And talk about life, for God's sakes. That's what we're doing tonight. Papa Roke, except, right. Aisha says, nope, single and loving it until I need an oil change or a tire replaced. I love it. I respect it. Here we go. Let's see. Chris Taylor says, John, do you plan on using the stereo app? Yes, I am on the stereo app. Please, at the Roca says, I'm on the stereo app. I will be doing stuff over the next few days for sure. Lindley, my girlfriend, is on the stereo app. We are going to soft launch The Outlaws. It's our show that we want to do. We want to play around and talk about any kind of nutty things. Drunken Prayer says, I'll donate $200. Okay. Donate the $200. I'll never call myself daddy again. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. I promise. But I'm not going to, but I'll call myself Poppy or Papa or Dad or Father or Fasha. Fasha. Yeah, I'll do all of that for God's sakes. It's all in play. Do you plan? Yeah. So Chris Taylor. So if anybody else who doesn't know, I'm over 500 followers and I haven't even done a show. So I got to get on and do some shows and talk about stuff. The thing is, I've been thinking about, well, what's the first show I should do? And then I keep waiting for that moment of inspiration. And I think that's how it was with Twitch. And then I never did a show on Twitch. So I got to solve. I got to solve that. And Mike Shea and I, maybe we'll work that out on a Monday. We'll get together and we'll finally get me on Twitch. I mean, I am on Twitch, but we'll finally start doing shows on Twitch. But certainly the stereo app would be a lot of fun. So what would you guys want to suggest some topics that you want me to talk about on the stereo app? Maybe I should just talk about a movie on the stereo app. Maybe I should talk about a Western or talk about the Schmodown, whatever. I mean, I'm down. Let's see here. TX Alex says cassettes. How about throwing a laser disc while I'm at it? LOL. Also, have you watched Dark on Netflix? No, I have not. I've heard great things about Dark on Netflix, but I have not watched it yet. I got to watch it. Got to get on it. I hear really good things about it. Isn't it a foreign show? Like it's from another country? I suppose that's what foreign means, but I think it's from another country. I'm not sure what country it's from, but I think it is from another country. But I'm down. I'm down. Soul wants to get out the floppy disk. Hello, Soul. Keep it above board, Soul. Keep it. I know what you do in Miami, but we have a little more respect here in the California states. This motherfucker here. He won't let it go. Canadian. He's a Canadian dog. He's like, cooking show. Roka sings the hits. Yes, I like this idea. You know what? Maybe that's what I'll do. A little karaoke. Can I do that? Can I share the audio and do the karaoke? Is that possible? No? All right. Is that going to get me dinged? Yeah, probably get me dinged. Yeah, good point. All right. Nobles Alliance's stereo might be a good outlet to hear your musical taste, John. That's not a bad idea. Musical taste would be fun. Sure. All right, we got some Streamlabs that have come in. Thank you all. Please keep donating here. As I said, at the $100 level, you get a story. Whatever you want to hear, whatever story you want to hear. The $200 levels, you get another story. We're all down for it. Big Al the Tank says, been trying to get into the Premier League for a couple of years. Question, is it a cop-out to like one of the London/Manchester clubs? Do you know anywhere I can understand play strategy like I know the NFL? I watched the U.S. women's national team for years, so I know the basics. Well, it depends on the strategy you're talking about. I mean, the easiest way to discover strategy is to play FIFA. FIFA totally explains strategy. You have to figure out how to adjust, how to sub, what players to have against certain teams. FIFA is an excellent way to figure out how to play and adjust during the course of a game. Should you go a 4-3-2-1, a 4-4-2, go to a diamond in the midfield? Should you do a 5-3-2 or a 5-3-1-1? I mean, those are all in play when you play FIFA for sure, and how you want to cover the field. That's a great way to explain it, but I'm sure there are plenty of explainer videos. Maybe I should do one. How to understand the Premier League and break down all the teams and the cities that they're from and how it all works. Maybe an explainer video about the Premier League would not be a bad idea. Also, I don't think it's a cop-out if you actually organically gravitate to one of those London or Manchester clubs. Certainly that's your approach that you could have. Is like, well, I just have a feeling. Look, I became a Yankees fan at 9-10 years old because I just love those pinstripes. I had no idea that they were champions or no idea that they were, good. I just loved the pinstripes. And so I became a Yankees fan, and the 80s sucked for the most part being a Yankees fan. It wasn't until Jeter showed up in the 90s that things started to happen. Oh, by the way, I'm in the mood for some Taco Bell, some nasty fucking nachos right now. Just hit me right now, Sean. Some nasty fucking nachos. All right, here we go. Shane Saint Laurent says, advice on getting a YouTube audience. I'm trying here. All right, what's your address, Shane Laurent? What's the address to your YouTube channel? I can break it down for you. Put the address of your YouTube channel in the chat here, and I'll go over to your YouTube channel and I'll tell you what you're doing wrong. Yeah, that's how I roll. I'll tell you what you're doing wrong, and then I'll tell you what you're doing right. That's for sure. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Yeah. All right. Let's see what we got here. Nasty nachos. Absolutely. Killshot1 says, I just wanted to show some love. Thank you, Killshot1. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Yeah. We're here tonight. So, you've got almost 100 of you all watching us right now. Does no one have any questions? Does no one want to send in Super Chats or Streamlabs? Send in your questions. Send in your thoughts. Send in your support for the show. For God's sakes, I'll go all night. I'll go till midnight. I don't give a shit. I got to make my money, son. So send in some support here for the show. Give some love to the show. The show. Give it. Share your wealth. Sarsaparilla, your gold nuggets with the Outlaw. Oh, Soul just had tacos. Nice. Soul just had tacos. Chris. That son of a bitch, he slept with my girlfriend, that tubby bastard. Yeah, Babe Ruth was good. But was he that good? I don't know. He never played when black players were allowed to play. So I kind of think every record needs to be viewed through that prism. If black players were allowed to play, I think in mass, then I think those records have a little more validity. But stuff way back when, especially when some of these guys were not that strong, not that big athletes, I have my questions. That's what I'll say. I'll have my questions. But I appreciate the question, Chris. Andrew G says, what do you say? Maybe, Sarah, you do one-on-one conversations with the patrons. Oh, Andrew G is wanting to kiss his own ass. Want me to talk to Andrew G. hey, look, I animated this. And then 5 minutes later, where do we go with that after that conversation? No, I'm just joking. Absolutely. That's a possibility too. Conversation with the patrons. That should be that should be part of maybe a part of the $20 benefit. Hey, Sean, write that down. It should maybe be part of the $20 benefit. Like you get to have one of the conversations with one of the patrons. If you're a $20 bet on the Stereo app, you get one conversation with me on the Stereo app. That's a possibility. Why not? That's good to go. Hit that like button, everybody, please. Don John says, John, the Godfather, Cinephiles. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we are doing the Godfather right now on the Cinephiles. We dropped episode 2, not Godfather part 2, but episode 2 of the Godfather this past Friday. I'm telling you, these 2 months of Coppola have been absolutely excellent. It's been a lot of fun hanging out with Steve and doing these episodes, doing these shows, and talking about Francis Ford Coppola, talking about The Godfather. So we dropped part 2 of that on Friday, and then we'll drop part 3 this Friday, and then we are done with The Godfather, and then we're moving on to Godfather part 2. I think Steve and I are recording the first part of that tomorrow, so that's going to be a lot of fun to get back into it. So yeah, definitely, if you're not enjoying that on the Cinephiles, you really need to. Let's see. Manifest, John, footballs are wannabe swimmers. The amount of diving is off the charts. Look at old football games from the 70s and beyond. Not one player diving. No, but in the 70s, they tackled you studs up. In the 70s, they punched you in the chest while you were falling down. So yes, football back then was tougher, but you really got hurt playing the game. You got beat up playing the game. And that's what it's not about. Yeah, write that. Sean, write it down. Write it down, Sean. All right, let's see. What do we got here? You got Streamline. Oh, Canada rocks. Canada rocks. Royko's in here. He says, what are your favorite 70s movies that aren't the usual, such as Godfather 1 and 2, Star Wars, and Rocky? All right, that's a great question. Great 70s movies, but underappreciated 70s movies. Let me see if that jogs my memory. Because this is a great question you bring up, Rayco. The underrated 70s films. Let's see. No, All That Jazz. Yeah, that's an excellent one about Bob Fosse. If you guys haven't seen that one, 1979, Roy Scheider as Bob Fosse. That's an excellent film. Oh, yeah, Buffalo Bill and the Indians are Sitting Bull's history lesson. Great film with Paul Newman playing Buffalo Bill and him coming to terms with aging out of this hero and also his treatment of Native Americans. So it was a very poignant film for the time, exploring what was happening here as we were becoming more aware with AIM and all these other things that were going on in the 70s of how we were treating Native Americans in this country, how Native Americans were, through the history of this country, had been treated for sure. That's another one that's a great one. Hardcore is a hardcore film. I don't know if you've seen that. George C. Scott is a father trying to find his daughter who has become a part of the porn the porn industry. And he's going into the lower depths to figure out how to find his daughter and the seedy stuff he has to experience in trying. It's kind of like Taken, but for what an actual 70-year-old like Liam Neeson, how it would actually go down trying to find his daughter in that situation for sure. Let's see here. What else we got underappreciated 70s films? Pumping Iron. Yeah. Have you guys not seen that documentary with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Pumping Iron, him and Lou Ferrigno. Pumping Iron is a great documentary about the Mr. Olympia. And it's not just dudes working out. And it's it feels, weird. It's conversations about athletes trying to figure out how to psych each other out, how to get in the right frame of mind, what work they need to do to win, what connections they made in order to put themselves in positions. Really interesting. Someday they're going to do a documentary on the Schmodown, a real documentary on the Schmodown behind the scenes that isn't curated by Christian. That's an actual documentary. And I think that will be fascinating to watch one of these days for sure. Let's see. The Conversation. Yeah. Does anybody talk about The Conversation? The Francis Ford Coppola film, the kind of, for the cinephiles, people who are cinephiles, is not a forgotten film, but for a lot of people, it is. 1974 film, came out same year as Godfather Part 2. It's a great, great film with Gene Hackman. Cindy Williams, I think, is in this film. Frederick Forrest is in the film, the dude from Apocalypse Now. And he's a person who spies on people's conversations. He listens to people's conversations. He's paid to get information. And the company turns on him, and he becomes crazy paranoid as they hunt him down to try to find out what he's doing, try to find out what's going on. So yeah, that's another one that's a really great film. As far as comedies, The Sunshine Boys, that's a great comedy. George Burns, Walter Matthau, based on the play by Neil Simon. The Sunshine Boys, they're two old vaudevillians who were a pair of performers together. They had a duo act for years, and then they broke up because they couldn't stand each other anymore. So they're being brought back in celebration for a kind of a variety show night celebrating all these vaudeville acts, and they're bringing it back, and it's the journey of whether these two can get back together and work as a pair again, and what they go through. Great work from George Burns, great work from Walter Matthau. Richard Benjamin's in this thing as well. Let's see. I think those are some good ones, right? Those are some good ones to send you on your way. Let's see if who's this? Who did this one? Yeah, I guess that's good for now. Do any of you guys have cheesy ones that you like, or underappreciated ones that you like that no one talks about? I'm open to it all. What's The Long Goodbye? A lot of people don't talk about The Long Goodbye. That's a damn good movie too, with Elliot Gould. And he's trying to solve a murder in LA. If you haven't seen that one, I used to go watch that one over at the New Beverly there when I was living in Los Angeles, California, which I don't live there anymore. Hard Times is pretty cool. Yeah, Hard Times with Charles Bronson, where he plays a bare knuckle boxer working in the lower areas of the world. And I think what's his face is his manager. James Coburn is his manager in that one as well. Royko, correct me if I'm wrong. But I think those are some good choices for sure. Let's see here. Got some super chats here. Uncanny Blurred says, Uncanny Blurred. Oh, ever consider renting out a space to build a studio? Oh, yeah. I mean, first of all, not during COVID. That's for damn sure. Christian can't even rent out a space at this point to do a live event. So at this point, I'm not looking to do it, but I will down the road. If the Outlaw Nation becomes big enough, then yes, that's certainly what I want to do, is to run the studio, get things going, get sponsors, get supporters, and what have you, and be able to put content out there that people can enjoy. And I'm all about diversity in the content. You look at this channel, the channel is diversity, ladies and gentlemen, right? We've got women on the channel. We've got, Jay and Winston do the sports show with me. I got Dorina Arellano, Latina woman, doing Impolite Truths. I got Laura Kelly doing Jedi Way with me. The Geek Buddies, Michael Vogel is gay. What else? What else do I got going on? The Ultimate Schmodown show. That's a great variety of people from multiple walks of life. So very much. And when I had Mornings with the Outlaw, Alex Shawshack, who's of Thai descent, it's very important to me to show the world that diversity is important. And when you're looking at other outlets, if you're seeing almost majority white, that's an issue. And so I made sure that when I started this channel, this outlet, once I started branching out, be able to do other shows, that diversity was a number one priority. So if we get to that point where we get that kind of respect, we get a website going and do articles, and then eventually get like traffic that's going to support ads and us doing stuff, then yes, absolutely, I will rent out a studio for sure. It's just Shane St. Laurent on YouTube, Roca. All right, give me Shane. Come back and circle back. I got a lot of questions, so come back and so. But you know what? No, let's just try it out. Let's try it out here, Shane St. Laurent. I got to give you some love here, man. You're in early, so let's take a look at your damn channel. All right, you got 119 subscribers. It's not bad. It's not bad. First of all, that banner tells me nothing. It just says your name. What do you do? Tell me what you do on this channel. Are you writing this down? Shane, you better be writing this down. If I look at your banner, all I see is, oh, cool, the Milky Way, the Big Bang, and your name. What does this mean? Is he kissing his own ass because he's coming out of the Big Bang? No. What do you do? What's your content? Well, I don't know what this is. Why do I have to do the work to discover what your content is? Tell me what your content is as soon as I go to your channel. That's the number one thing. All right, you've got uploads, but you've got no playlists of the stuff you do. You've got a Royal Rumble recap, then a Harry Potter show coming to HBO Max. Those news, WWE Network is no more. All right, let's take a look at this. What is this under, Shane? All right, 8-minute videos, not bad. It's not bad. Where are your tags? Your SEO score is 25. SEO is really important, Shane. You have to go and look on Google Trends and see, okay, what does your channel, what is your video going for? What is it trying to appeal to? Go there onto Google Trends, type in the different subjects that you're talking about on this video, and then see which one of them has the highest amount of traffic. And then descending order, those are the hashtags you put on in your description. Let's take a look at your description. Your description has no hashtags. Your description doesn't say how to find you. Your description says a pretty two-sentence thing. So there's so much more work you need to do here, Shane St. Laurent, in your descriptions. Tell people what's going on. Make sure you put the tags on there, put the hashtags on there, but also the tags when you upload your video on YouTube, putting the tags. How would people find your video? Oh, what is it? Harry Potter, what? Okay. How would you look for a video of yours? That's how you put these tags in your video. That's another way to go about it. And these thumbnails don't have your face on them, Shane. You got to put your face on these thumbnails so people know what your face is. I get away with it because I've got it in the lower corner as in the thumbnails most of the time, or my name's in the thumbnails, or people already know me from Collide. So I've got a little bit of a heads up in that way. But you've got to put your name on these things. And this, I like this cute picture of your face is there's no nose, no eyes, no mouth, no nothing. People don't know who you are. So those are those things. These are the tips that I'm giving you, Shane St. Laurent. I think I'm giving you some good stuff here. Sean, wouldn't you agree? What does Sean know? He's never run a YouTube channel. He doesn't have any idea. I'm just giving him shit. He has. All right, Aisha Kenya says, Roka, since it'll be V-Day soon. Oh, yes. Tell us your relationship pet peeves, do's and don'ts in a beginning relationship. Oh, great question, Aisha. Great question. Do's and don'ts in a beginning relationship. And by the way, ladies, we've got over 100 watching now. Please hit that like button. Give me the thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up button. Give me some love here. All right. In the beginning of a relationship, it's very difficult. I had a hard time finding the person I was supposed to be with. It took me a long time. When I was younger, I was a sensitive guy. I took things they were so important. I met someone and it was organic. It was like, I just went head over heels, man. Because I'm a kind of person, I usually knew within 5 minutes if I had any interest in you at all. I didn't have to go through a whole date. I didn't have to do it. I knew within 5 minutes of a meeting or a first date whether it was going to go somewhere, or if it was just going to be possibly just a one-night stand or what have you, or a hookup or whatever the kids are calling it nowadays. But yeah, those things I did when I was younger, right? But you learn as you get older, because I was a sensitive guy. I gave too much at the beginning. But now I understand, did some therapy, figured it all out. That's why we have a very successful relationship, my lady and I. Like the COVID, we've been together around each other all the time. We rarely fight. I mean, we'll have a little bickering, but we rarely fight because we understand each other. We understand space is the most important thing. Letting go of insecurity of space is a really huge thing. Be okay with not communicating for a couple of days. That being said, if that person wants to communicate with you and you want to communicate with them, then go at it. Have fun with it. But be careful. Take your time. Don't rush. There's no rush. Get to know each other. Don't start assuming just because you feel this person is the one in the first week or the first day or the first date. Enjoy the joy of that. Enjoy that you've met someone and you feel the butterflies. That's great. That's fantastic. Sit in that place. Why rush to the relationship? Don't rush. Take your time. Get to know the person. See how they're really like. Get into multiple situations. But most of all, the number one thing is confidence. And I don't mean cockiness. I mean confidence. Understand what you bring to the table. Appreciate what you bring to the table. And the other person will either accept that or be intimidated by that. So if they're intimidated by that, you're going to be in a deficit. It's going to make a tougher relationship. If you're intimidated by their confidence, you're going to be in the deficit, and it's going to be a difficult relationship. You have to meet each other in the middle. Understand and respect each other. Understand space. Don't start assuming the worst. Always talk. Always communicate. That's also the number one thing. Communication is so essential and important. And if the person doesn't communicate like you like to communicate, I don't care how much you feel for this person. Get the fuck out of that situation, because you will never twist them and bend them and shove them into that square, into that round hole with your square peg. You will not be able to do that because eventually something's going to break. And that's how it works. You've got to find the person who communicates with you and understands how to communicate with you and appreciates communicating with you and wants to sacrifice to figure out a compromise. That's important. If people don't want to sacrifice for you or compromise with you, you're never going to be successful in a relationship. It's always going to go the way of the dodo, so to speak. And that's what I've discovered in my years of being in multiple relationships, both good and bad. And look, you can be in some bad relationships that'll bring out the worst in you. Like you'll say the worst things, or you'll yell, or you'll hit a wall, or whatever. Like people do that because they're in the wrong relationship. You shouldn't be doing that in a wrong relationship. Yes, relationships take work. It shouldn't be work to stay in the relationship. There's a difference. Relationships take work. It shouldn't be work to be in the relationship. That's the difference, right? If you're fighting more often than not, if they're disappointing you more often than not, is it you or is it them? And that's what you got to have a hard conversation with yourself about, because sometimes we set ourselves up for disappointment because we put unrealistic expectations on the people we date. We want them to fix us, or we want them to work out our issues with them. And if you haven't worked out your own issues, it's going to be a hard road, to be honest with you. It's going to be a hard road. So the do's and don'ts at the beginning, to me, it's very much about let's connect, let's talk, let's have those 6-hour conversations. Is shutting down the bar, shutting down the restaurant. That's great. Let me walk you to your car. Let's have a really sweet walk to the car, maybe a kiss. That's nice. That's great. And then, let it settle for a little bit. Let it marinate. Now, if that person reaches out to you, if you're in the mood to reach out, reach back out. If that person starts sending you 5 or 6 texts a day, I don't think it's something that's, if you're not feeling that, I don't think it's the best way to go about it. There's nothing wrong with having a conversation like, hey, can we slow down a little bit? I just want to appreciate this. I want to cherish this. If this is going to go somewhere, it'll be there when we get there. So let's just appreciate the journey we're on and not try to get to the fucking Emerald City so quickly. Let's take our time on the yellow brick road. That's all I'm saying. All right, Eric Stevenson. I probably blew y'all's minds, huh? Yeah, that's right. That's right. The Outlaw Daddy. That's what I said. Yeah, you didn't send in the 200, so I can say it. Eric Stevens says, real talk, what was up with Finstock not drafting any women until the Twitter/text rounds? That was ridiculous. Excited for season 8. The factions seem way more even this year. All right, Eric, I'll give you some real talk. We had 7 women on our fucking board. I was really mad. I didn't go out, I didn't want to cause any kind of drama, jump out there. That was some bullshit that people threw on us without seeing our board, without even talking with us. You guys looked at what happened and you were like, ah! And that was bullshit. Look at my channel. Do I strike you as a fucking misogynist? I was so mad at that bullshit. We had people we wanted to select per round. We had women. Peggy Gubbins was definitely someone we wanted. Kate took her right before we got to her. So there were just situations that worked out in a certain way. Taylor was on our board the whole time. Kim was on our board the whole time. So we had people, but they got selected by other people ahead of us. So we were like having to readjust on the fly, and we had the way it was broken down of a level of what we needed to fill in to be able to compete in certain situations. So real talk, you don't know what you're talking about. Real talk, assuming shit without having a conversation first is not cool. Real talk. So don't put that on us, because JT, certainly you guys know JT's history and what he went through. He's nothing like that. Craig isn't like that. So that kind of bullshit really pissed me off, and it was toxic, and it was wrong for the league. It was wrong to put that on us, but it was a fair thing to point out. I'm not going to say it wasn't right as a fair thing to point out, because it did look that way, but not allowing space for us to have a conversation about it, immediately coming after us for that without even, it was so insulting to those of us on the team who are, by the way, with strong women. It was insulting to us that you would assume that about us. So real talk, Eric, that's real talk. All right, let's see here. What do we got? Roxy Logan says, I love the reviews on WandaVision. Thank you. Yes, they have been fantastic. Absolutely, Roxy. They've been great. It's been the best thing to be a part of that. It's been the best thing to break those things down. Listen, when you reach out to Emma 5, by the way, another woman, if you reach out to, when I reached out to Emma 5, she was so gracious to be a part of the review. We hadn't spoken in a bit because she's been off doing Van. She's not part of Schmodown anymore. We're not at Collider anymore, so I don't see her for Collider Heroes. I hadn't seen Emma in a while. So I reached out to her on a chance that maybe she might want to do it. And she was 1,000% on board. And I was so happy about that. And of course, on the heels of us doing the Mandalorian reviews, we had a really great time with Laura Kelly. And so I thought, well, we have to have a woman on the review show. And so Emma was very gracious to be a part of it, and we had a blast having her on the show. She was incredible, and I've been enjoying these reviews, and we're trying to figure out who we're going to bring on for Falcon and Winter Soldier. It's an interesting situation because Kalinowski seems like the default choice if he's willing to do it, but then again, you've got Falcon involved here. Should we bring in a notable person of color? The Blurred Girl is a friend of mine. I wonder if I could get her on the show, maybe Jay Washington. So there's possibilities here in our minds. We've got to go and make a decision in the next few weeks. And hopefully whoever we go out to is willing to come on, seeing the track record of these reviews and be a part of it as well. So thank you so much, Roxy. Yeah, they've been a joy to do for sure on the channel. I hope I haven't hurt anybody's feelings with the things I had to say. That's just my feeling about the whole situation. So there we go. All right. Oh, thanks for the pointers, Roka. You're the man. Oh, thank you, Shane St. Laurent. Shane St. Laurent. I appreciate it, my man. Much love to you. All right, let's see here. We've got some Streamlabs that have rolled through over the last few minutes here. Yeah, here we go. Alan Smithy. What's up, Alan Smithy? Very nice to see you, my man. He says, hey, Roka, happy Tuesday. I'm going on Schmobates tomorrow, so I need your insider knowledge on the draft. Who do you think the top 3 rookies in the draft are? And they can't all be Finstock Exchange members. Well, maybe 2 of them can be Exchange. Thanks. All right. Well, let's talk about it. Certainly, Harper is the number one. Harper was our choice from the beginning. He was a guy we were going to definitely have on our board. And so he was someone we were looking to. And of course, Kate took him. To be honest with you, Kate took 2 or 3 of the people that we had on our boards just before we were about to take them. So it was a tough situation for us in that way, but we had people lined up as backups in case. But that's what you got to do in a draft. You got to be able to adapt and improvise when someone takes your player, a player that you were looking at. You make decisions, and I thought we made some really bold decisions and some great choices. I mean, I can't tell you how happy I am with the crew we selected. Everyone's been fantastic. Taylor and Kim. Taylor's in Australia. Kim's in England. And they've all chimed in on our thread that all of us are on Twitter and they're so supportive and positive and they're ready to go. And they got fire in their bellies. Just great stuff, man. I'm excited about it. So I would say him and Griffin Newman, certainly those 2 would be the top 2 in my mind that you have to look at and Gold Leader. So if you're asking me 2 out of 3 can be Finstock Exchange members, I think Gold Leaders are going to be a Star Wars superstar. So I can't wait to see what you guys see in that person. Those 3 certainly for me stood out 1,000%. And Peggy Gubbins, I think, is like an honorable mention because Peggy certainly has a desire to be a part of this league, has a desire to be involved in this league, and she wants to show up and show out. And I am it's the one that got away, man. We really wanted her, and Kate took her 2 picks before we had a chance to grab her. And it sucked because she was going to be like our tentpole female right off the bat for the Finstock Exchange because she was all about us, man. And so just didn't work out. But yeah, I would look at those 4 are the 4 I would kick around in my mind for sure. Let's see here. Where else have we got here? Who else have we got here? Oh, where am I? Sorry, I lost myself a little bit here. Justin Toner says, hey, John, I recently watched some classic Westerns like Unforgiven, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Once Upon a Time in the West. What are some Westerns that are not well known that you recommend to check out? A friend recommended ones directed by Bud Boticher. Yeah, okay. So what are some Westerns that are not well known that you recommend to check out? Yeah, all right. Here. Let's. Always have a list of Westerns to go to here. Let me take a look here. Let me put it on the dock. I think Hombre, the Paul Newman one, is a really good one. If you haven't seen Hostiles, the one that was out a couple of years or 3 years ago with Christian Bale and Rosamund Pike, that's a damn good. I think Wes Studi's in that one as well. That's a damn good one as well. I tried Sisters Brothers. I didn't feel I wasn't feeling Sister Brothers, that for sure. Jeremiah Johnson, if you haven't seen Jeremiah Johnson, Robert Redford, Jeremiah Johnson, that's a fantastic Western to explore from the past as well. Let's see, what else? What are the unknowns that you guys might be excited about or might explore? Open Range. Have you watched Open Range with Costner and Robert Duvall and Annette Bening? That's an incredible film as well that not a lot of people talk about and more people need to talk about for sure. Hang 'em High, that's a good Clint Eastwood Western that hardly anybody talks about. What's the other? High Plains Drifter. If you haven't watched High Plains Drifter, that is a damn good Western. He comes out of the haze of the West and he disappears into the haze of the West. And that's one you definitely need to explore. The Professionals with Burt Lancaster. That's actually a damn good Western as well. Once Upon a Time in the West. If you haven't seen Once Upon a Time in the West, that shit is an epic. That opening 15 minutes where nothing is said, nothing is spoken. That's one you need to explore as well. My Darling Clementine, which is a great Criterion Western. It's on the Criterion Collection. Henry Fonda playing Wyatt, or Victor Mature playing Doc Holliday, and what they and it's, you know, they're messing with the history of what actually happened, but it's a damn good Western that y'all need to see. The Oxbow Incident is another one as well that's that not a lot of people have seen. And explore the Jimmy Stewart Westerns. You know, was it Naked Spur, Winchester 73? God, there's another. Oh, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. These are great Jimmy Stewart Westerns. He made such a great transition from being like, you know, George Bailey and all these kinds of movies, Philadelphia Story, into these grittier Westerns where he's really tested as an actor and what he can bring to the table. And so that's one I would definitely recommend. Rio Bravo, that's a great one with Dean Martin and Ricky Nelson. The Sons of Katie Elder, that's another great John Wayne movie as well. That's what Four Brothers was based on, and that is not a good movie. Slow West, the one that came out a few years ago with Cody Smith McPhee, who I interviewed and talked to him about it, and Magneto himself, Michael Fassbender. That's a damn good one as well. I think those are good ones for you to go. Oh, Little Big Man, the Dustin Hoffman one. That's an interesting Western. You know, he's a Little Big Man is a fascinating one. There's another one with Richard Harris as well that I can't remember right now. A Man Called Horse. That is a great Western as well with Richard Harris. So you haven't seen that one. And Ride the High Country is a really great Sam Peckinpah Western with Joel McCrea and Randolph Scott that doesn't have the violence that Peckinpah would indulge in later. It has great. They're aging former friend. They're aging friends who discover they're on opposite sides of a heist situation and have to battle with each other, and then eventually come together. So I think that's something you should definitely watch. Ride the High Country is a fantastic Western from Sam Peckinpah that isn't the Wild Bunch. All right, let's see if we got any more super chats. No? All right, let me jump into the Streamlabs and see what else we've got here. Thank you so much for that question, Justin. I'm always excited when you're watching Westerns, Justin. Anybody who discovers Westerns or gets into Westerns, I love talking to them about it because I never get tired of watching them. Let's see. Alan Smithy, we were talking to you. Corey Cameron says, you may or may not be able to say at the moment, but what new wheel slices are you looking for to seeing be played this season? I can't. We haven't revealed them to the general public, and until we reveal them to the general public, I can't talk about the wheel slices. You know, we mentioned it today on Schmodown backstage, but Ben didn't go into it because we're not allowed to talk about them just yet. But you guys are gonna love them. It's gonna shock the shit out of you. It's more work for us. You know, that's the thing about the Schmodown now. Just when you kind of get an idea of what the categories are, boom, there's like 10 to 12 more. And there was arguments and frustration and also joy at seeing some of these categories. So this is going to be a fun thing. And you guys are going to definitely enjoy it for sure. I've heard that black cinema and martial arts movies are added this year, and those are what I'm looking forward to. Well, Corey, I can neither confirm nor deny. And whoever's been telling you that needs to keep their yap shut, because they're giving away stuff that needs to be presented to the fans for the first time, all en masse, so you guys can talk about it. So I don't know who's giving you that information, but they shouldn't be talking about it, for God's sakes. Come on, have a little mystery in life is a good thing. You can't have everything you want, for God's sakes. Be patient. But thank you, Corey. I appreciate it, brother. Justin Toner. John, what version of Blade Runner do you enjoy the most? For me, it's the Final Cut version. Also, what are some directors or extended cuts of films that you think are better than the original version? All right, so great question. And Justin, thanks so much. And of course, thanks for the Westerns question as well. I do enjoy the Final Cut of Blade Runner. That's my favorite, right? I will defend the 80s with the voiceover. I still will watch that version because I just love the weirdness of the voiceover of Harrison Ford, because you can tell he does not want to do that voiceover. That being said, though, I think he said in interviews that he thinks that's his favorite version of Blade Runner. But just seeing him say, I don't know why he let me live that day. Maybe he felt a kinship or something, whatever he says. But some of the dialogue or the narration is great. I also love that at the end it just ends, right? It just goes black, and that's great ending. I love Blade Runner. As far as films that are extended cuts or director's cuts, certainly Watchmen. Watchmen is the director's cut of Watchmen is so much better than the original cut. I certainly enjoy that film very much. Let me see. Best, great, good. Let me see. Good director's cuts. So maybe that'll jog my memory a little bit. Good director's cuts. Blade Runner. Yeah, the Almost Famous director's cut I like a lot. That's a good one too. If you guys haven't seen that director's, that's on the Blu-ray. I think that just came out a few years ago. The Touch of Evil director's cut is stellar. Orson Welles directed that film. It was kind of way back to Hollywood. By this point, he let himself go. He was a bit, got massively overweight. He was still working, but Hollywood, he wasn't the dashing young guy that he had been in Citizen Kane. So this was kind of trying to come back into Hollywood. Charlton Heston vouched for him, and he did his film, but they took the film away from him and cut it their way. But this new Touch of Evil that came out recently, the last few years, it is Wells's intended cut of the film, and it is smooth as silk. It is excellent. Can't recommend it enough for sure. Let's see. Oh, the Apocalypse Now director's cut. I don't like that one. I got to tell you, I don't like any of the director's cuts of Apocalypse Now because he keeps leaving in the French plantation scene. I know people tell me, what's the history of France and Vietnam? I get it. I just don't like it. It takes me completely out of the movie. The movie is a fever dream. If you have this moment where all they're sitting there having a philosophical, political discussion, and then he sleeps with the widow, I think in that plantation, to me, it just kills the vibe of what they're on the journey, detouring to just sit and have food with French as they argue about what they did in Vietnam and France and how it just seems weird to me, and it never works. The diversion with the Playboy girls in the helicopter, that's interesting because there's real division going on between the guys. You see that there's a frustration and a craziness to them that is important to show you in Apocalypse Now. So I would say that a lot of people tell me, what's the one with it's the Ridley Scott with Kingdom of Heaven. A lot of people tell me that Kingdom of Heaven one is a great director's cut film for sure. Once Upon a Time in America, that 3-hour cut, that's the actual cut. If you're going to watch that movie, watch the 3-hour cut. Absolutely. Also the Wild Bunch, I think they added 10 extra minutes. Those 10 extra minutes are absolutely choice. If you're a Westerns fan, if you're a fan of that movie, for sure, I would say that's a great director's cut as well. I haven't seen the Heaven's Gate one, which of course, for those of you who are old enough to remember Heaven's Gate being a bomb at the box office and killing Michael Cimino as a director completely. Michael Cimino had done The Deer Hunter, and then he did Heaven's Gate, just absolutely cratered. I want to see that one. I haven't. I want to see that one. A lot of you like the Lord of the Rings ones, right? The Lord of the Rings director's cut. A lot of y'all into that one. And of course, I guess they're good. I guess you could say they're good. Let's see. Did I miss some super chats? Oh, did I? All right. Well, let's jump into this thing. Let's see. Okay. So let me make sure I don't miss any. Sean's reminding my producer here is reminding that I might have missed some super chats. Well, I may not have gotten to them yet, Sean. Roca. Yeah. A pet peeve. Corey Cameron. Yes. Justin Toner, Ronan Unchained. Okay, Ronan Unchained. So I haven't gotten to them yet, Sean. I'm still catching up. Be patient. Like I said, patience is a virtue. Ronan Unchained says, hi, John. Is there a character from Marvel or DC that is not that well known, but you would love to see them get a show or movie made? Well, I mean, they did it with Moon Knight, right? That was the one that I was championing like forever, And finally, they announced they're going to do it. And I'm just so over the moon that it's Oscar Isaac, a Latino, playing Mark Spector. So I'm excited for that Moon Knight for sure. Speaking of Spectre, the word Spectre, the Spectre would be incredible to see in a live action film. That would be really fantastical. The Question is another one that I really love. Back in the 90s, The Shadow had a bit of a comeback. And if you guys were collecting those, I can't remember who drew The Shadow back in the 90s, but I collected stacks upon stacks of those. I would love to see The Shadow come back. I know that's an old serial from the 30s or 40s. I know Orson Welles used to do voiceovers for them on his radio program of The Shadow, those programs. But the one that came back in the I don't mean the Alec Baldwin movie either. Skip that shit. Read the comics that came out in the 90s. Those issues are stellar, absolutely stellar. With Twitch and what have you. It's great stuff. So those are the characters. I think Zatanna absolutely deserves. Why have we not had a live action Zatanna movie? For God's sake, she is stellar as a hero. I'd love to see this. We got a little bit of Huntress in Birds of Prey, but I think I would cast someone else and then do the real Huntress story. That could be fun for sure. I think it would explore, doing nothing against Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I think she fit for that Huntress they wanted to tell in Birds of Prey. I just would like to see, if you're going to tell the actual Huntress story, I'd like to see someone else with a little more of a grittier vibe step in to play that part. All right. Eric Stevens says, we want to talk to Eric. And see, A. Torres says, what's up, Roca? I watched you on Backstage earlier. Thanks for watching that. I appreciate it. Were your comments about DiMolanta serious or kayfabe? Because I know he said you are his favorite player recently on his show, and he is a big fan of heel Outlaw, #Outlaw Nation. I love Andrew DiMolanta. He's a great guy, and I love his wife, Nikki. Remember, she did the song for us. She was incredible doing that song for us on the Finstock Exchange. That being said, the Outlaw absolutely hates DiMolanta, doesn't want him anywhere near the Finstock Exchange. We never had a conversation with him. We never wanted him in the exchange. He knows it. I know it. We know it. That's the absolute truth. But I do like Andrew. He's such a great guy. He's a nice guy. I got to get him on the show for Outlaw Nation. It'd be fun to have him and Nikki on the show for Outlaw Nation. I should probably do that maybe right before he goes in for his match. That would be fun. But maybe I won't have him on the show. It all depends how I feel, for God's sakes. There, I hope that answered your question there, A. Torres. Roxy Logan says, she already sent that one. Thank you, Roxy. Drunken Prayer. What's your favorite so bad it's good or B movie? Okay. I've answered this millions of times with Hudson Hawk, but I want to do a new answer or a couple of new answers. Favorite so bad it's good or B movie. I've already said Once Upon a Time or A Million Ways to Die in the West. I've said that. I like that movie for whatever reason. But in the 80s, George Hamilton did two, what I think are great comedies, funny comedies. We covered one of them on the Cinephiles, Zorro the Gay Blade. I absolutely love that movie. And you have a friend for life in me if you can quote that movie. If you randomly quote that movie when we meet each other, whatever, I immediately become your best friend. It's no lie. And the other one he did there was Love at First Bite, where he plays Dracula, who's been woken up in modern 1980s, early 80s, late 70s New York. The great Dick Shawn is a detective who is Richard Benjamin plays essentially Van Helsing. If you guys know Richard Benjamin, very funny guy, but he plays a goofy Van Helsing who's trying to convince everybody in New York that George Hamilton is actually Dracula. And he is and George Hamilton is wooing Richard Benjamin's a girl that he had designs on, but that she had no interest in. And he's her therapist, Jill St. John. She's great in the movie. And Artie Johnson from Laughing Days plays Renfield. It is I love those movies. I absolutely love those movies for sure. Double Impact. Remember when I got asked that question? The Van Damme movie? I love that Van Damme. Lionheart is another great Van Damme movie for sure. So there's a lot of bad B movies. Oh, another one that a lot of people don't talk about from the 80s is Year of the Dragon. If you haven't seen Year of the Dragon, Mickey Rourke, John Lone. For those who remember John Lone, he played the actual caveman in the film Iceman. That's John Lone, an Asian actor. He was the villain in Rush Hour. He is so good in Year of the Dragon. He's the villain in Year of the Dragon. He's a member of the Yakuza. Mickey Rourke plays this detective who is trying to track him down. His wife almost gets killed. She gets garroted and almost killed by the Yakuza. So it becomes a whole thing. And God, I can't remember the actress's name, the Asian actress's name, who was really big in the 80s. I'm sorry. If it comes to me, I'll remember. She was so great in that movie as well. So those are some of those ones that I can throw in Drunken Prayer. Good to see you here. Ben Rayner says, hey, Rocha, I like the Frisco Kid. I think that's an underrated 70s comedy. Yes, Western with Gene Wilder and Harrison Ford, a rabbi and bank robber buddy movie. Awesome movie. Yeah, they had some great buddy movies in the 70s that people don't talk about enough. Certainly the Frisco Kid is one of those. Yeah, that's an underrated Western. Absolutely. People don't talk about it. People think of Blazing Saddles when they think of Western with Gene Wilder, but the Frisco Kid is actually really good. And I think I remember a gag where he has his pants down or whatever, like around his, and he's like trying to put, it's like this whole thing where they're like tied together or whatever. Also Thunderbolt and Lightfoot is a fantastic 70s duo film with Clint Eastwood and Jeff Bridges. If you haven't seen that, that's a damn good one. So yeah, absolutely. Frisco Kid is great. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate that. Mid-Level Media says, what are your top 3 horror films before 1970? Ooh, that's a great question. Hold on. Oh man. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, before 1970. Let's see if I've got some that come to mind. Well, Rosemary's Baby for sure. Oh, Nosferatu, the original Nosferatu in sepia tone. Absolutely. I saw that at 7 years old. That scared the living shit out of me. If you haven't seen that Nosferatu, it's only an hour and a half. It'll scare you if you're in the right frame of mind to be scared. It'll scare you. So absolutely Nosferatu is one of those ones I throw in there. Yeah, Dracula's cool. Frankenstein's cool. The Invisible Man is fun. Creature from the Black Lagoon can be scary. The Blob is kind of weird. The Wolfman is tragic. The Fly. Oh, the Fly. Damn, the Fly. The original Fly with Vincent Price. Yeah, I mean, look, Psycho is what you want to say. And Psycho's a damn good movie. But, you know, when you watch it now, it's not as horror-filled as you remember. But Rosemary's Baby is absolutely horror-filmed. Night of the Living Dead is more of a social commentary, so I don't really feel it as strongly as other people do in terms of horror. I get what he's going for. So for me, I look at it from a social point of view, so it doesn't affect me as much. But certainly The Fly is a damn good one with Vincent Price, the original Fly, not the Jeff Goldblum one. The original Fly, it is excellent. Absolutely stellar. Absolutely stellar, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say. Just that last scene, and you all know what I'm talking about. Help me. You all know what I'm talking about. Great question, Mid-Level Media. Thank you so much. Secular Monk says, other 70s movies worth highlighting: Chinatown, Barry Lyndon, and The Deer Hunter. Sure, absolutely. Chinatown, that is my girlfriend's favorite film, bar none. We went to see it. I remember, you know, and it's so funny you say this because Chinatown and the subject material of Chinatown, but that was the night I think that I fell in love with my girlfriend, because we went to see it at a rooftop movie theater. And I remember us just watching the movie, and there was just one moment where I looked over at her because she was like so appreciative of this 70s classic film. And there was a moment where I looked over and I just said, I love you. And I just said it so simply. And I think it was Chinatown. So Chinatown will always have I know it's a weird movie to say that with, but we're a weird couple in that way. So I love that movie. Barry Lyndon, man, I tried. I'm thinking, you know, that's another thing I'm thinking about doing. Well, I am going to be doing watch-alongs for the patrons here, but I'm also thinking about doing some of these watch-alongs that are films that people tell me are great, and I've kind of resisted or not wanted to watch, and then watching them with the patrons and having fun conversations with them afterwards. Barry Lyndon will have to be in that, because I know Robert Meyer Burnett swears by Barry Lyndon, but I just can't stand it. It's rich Victorian people, is boring as fuck. So I just can't. I tried. I watched an hour of it on TCM one night. And I was like, I can't stand this. So maybe watching it in later as I'm older, maybe I'll get more out of it. And The Deer Hunter, certainly secular. Deer Hunter is fantastic. If you haven't watched The Deer Hunter, you need to. Let's see. Box Office Jack, thank you for the nice donation. Box Office says, speaking of love in the air, how about that WandaVision? Oh boy. Thoughts on Olsen saying the cameo they have will be on par with, spoiler, the Mandalorian finale. I think there's going to be both Evan Peters and Aaron Taylor Johnson Quicksilver cameos. Well, now here's the deal. If she's saying someone is coming back at the level that the Mandalorian finale was. That spoiler. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's seen it, but that person coming back in the Mandalorian finale is an iconic character. I don't think Aaron Taylor Johnson or Evan Peters as Quicksilver is anywhere near as iconic as Mark Hamill. So I don't know if she's necessarily referencing them. So I wonder who she might be talking about. I wonder what iconic person. Does she bring back Robert Downey Jr.? Does Iron Man come back? That's a possibility. We heard Chris Evans is coming back to play Captain America. Is that him coming back? I don't know. But that would be more on the level of what we had in the Mando finale versus Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was only in one movie, or Evan Peters, who was only in two movies. So I don't know if that'll be the same thing, but I'm excited for it. Whatever the cameos are, whoever the cameos are, I'm excited to see who they are. And it's a nice little way to get people interested. Soulshar1999 says, I'm sure you mentioned Mastermind or a UK quiz show recently in one of your shows. Yes, Celebrity Mastermind. Yes, it's on the BritBox app. My girlfriend and I have watched it a number of times. We love that show. In light of that, what would be your specialist subject? Ooh, what are your strengths topic-wise in general knowledge? Pointless is a unique show if you haven't seen it. Ooh, Pointless. Okay. Yeah, that's Pointless Knowledge. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I also watch, what is it, IQ or QI? One of the whatever that show is that's on there that was hosted by one of the hosts from the Great British Baking Show. I can't remember her name. We watch that show sometimes. That's a lot of fun, actually. All right. What would be your specialist subject? Well, movies, right? That would be my specialist subject. Or sports. Sports would be my specialist subject as well. What are your strengths topic-wise? American history, certainly. And like I said, movies, the Premier League. Maybe the Premier League would be a good topic-wise for me. And in general knowledge, let's see. I've been so in this world of the entertainment and whatever. I think it would just have to be entertainment. General knowledge. Oh, actors and actresses. General actors and actresses, general knowledge of actors. I think I would kill that. And if they had a specific movie, maybe Rocky 3 or Top Gun. I know those movies like the back of my head, or Hoosiers even. Maybe that would be a specific thing for me as well. So good question, Social. Thank you. Ben Rayner says, Ben_Rayner says, hey, Roca, I like the Frisco Kid. I think that's an underrated 70s comedy. Oh, we talked about that. We're already sorry. Let's see. Okay. Sorry. He said that already. You said that already, Ben. And then you said, also, I'm a part of a YouTube channel. Any suggestions on finding guests for shows? You just got to keep reaching out to people, man, and tell them your average views. Send along maybe a link to your favorite show. Most people, if you stroke their ego, most people will come on your show. Listen, we don't do this and get on camera because we don't want the stroke. Don't let anybody tell you that they get on camera but don't care about the stroke. They care about the stroke. It matters. So my suggestion to you is that you definitely flatter them. Don't go overboard. Don't be fanboyish. Just flatter them. Tell them how much you appreciate them. And then, like I said, what are your average views? What are have you had any other guests on the show of note? And what are the subjects you want to talk about? And be prepared for no, but at least shoot your shot like that. Give them the information. You'll come off professional. You come off knowledgeable. And you'll come off complimentary with people, which goes a long way to wooing people to be on your show. Secular Monk says, do you think Bond will ever be on Inner Geekdom? You will always be one of my favorite Schmodown personalities. Oh, thank you, Secular. I appreciate that. Bond on Inner Geekdom? It depends on Mike. I think if Mike made a huge play for it, but I know that I think it was at one point, and then Rachel and other people were like, hell no, take this off. Nobody geeky watches Bond. It's not really the same because Bond is a smooth mother effer, right? Geeky stuff is more for like people who are not necessary. Although, you look at Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans, you can make arguments, right? These are good looking people, Scarlett Johansson, but it is inherently comic book stuff. James Bond is more about super spy stuff and like cool stuff and being debonair and sleeping with a lot of women. So I just don't know if that's a geekdom category necessarily in my mind. Just my opinion. So I don't know if it'll ever happen secular, to be honest with you. It would take a strong push. Let's see. Aaron_Kleister donated. He said, "Hey, Rocha, sir. First of all, I'm so loving the Cinephiles discussion of The Godfather." Well, thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. I said, "Went home after work and immediately etched that classic after the podcast." Oh, watch that classic after that podcast. I'll have a part 2. Yes, you shall. Part 2 already dropped, my man. And part 3 drops on Friday. And then Godfather Part 2 starts in 2 weeks. And I think Steve and I are recording that tomorrow. So get ready for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's my favorite of the 2. So I think that might be a 4-parter because that film is like 3 hours and 15 minutes. So it might even be a 5-parter, to be honest with you. I don't know. Because in the first part of Godfather, it took us 2 hours to get to the first 45 minutes because we were talking so glowingly about the scenes and about the moments and about the movie itself. So we shall see. Box Office Jack said, "Thoughts on Shutter Island? Noticed you and Nos left it off your February release top 10 list." Yeah, I'm not a big Shutter Island person, to tell you the truth. It's not really my jam. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't know why people love it as much. And I think we talked about it on the show. Like, people like it and say like it's one of the best Scorsese films, but I think both of us have watched it and not felt the same way about it. We're like, wow, Scorsese did that one. So, but I respect it if you like it. I'm not, going to denigrate you. We all have films we like that other people don't like or whatever. But I respect the fact that you do like it. It's just, it doesn't work for me. I saw the ending coming like an hour into the movie. There was no real surprise here for me. But great work by DiCaprio for sure. Kimberly Williams and I think Max von Sydow. Yeah, and I think Sir Ben Kingsley's in this as well. So, there's another film that a lot of people don't talk about with Ben Kingsley, The House of Sand and Fog. If you haven't seen House of Sand and Fog, that is one of the most brutal, heartbreaking, tragic, devastating films you're ever going to watch. Ben Kingsley is incredible. Shara Aghdashloo plays his wife, who's, of course, in Expanse. For those of you Expanse fans, she's in that. Jennifer Connelly's in that. Oh, and damn, I can't remember his name. The actor who was in The Core, one of the fellow. Oh, no, not The Core. He was in Deep Impact with Robert Duvall, and he's the one that goes blind. I forget that actor's name. Sorry, but he's in that as well. And the house, it's basically this. Jennifer Connelly is a young woman who has kind of had trouble in her life and some drug issues and what have you. And her mom passes away and leaves her this house. However, Jennifer Connelly, because she's not, she doesn't do adulting really well, doesn't know that she needed to file this paperwork until late in order to keep the house. So because she didn't file the paperwork in time, they have to sell the house. And Ben Kingsley plays this Iranian immigrant with Shara Aghdashloo as his wife and his young boy, and they buy the house. Well, Jennifer Connelly is like devastated, and it's like, it's my family's home. It's the only place I've ever known as home, and she, of course, has no place to go. She strikes up a relationship with the guy, the actor. He's playing a cop, a policeman rather, and he tries to kind of break the rules to try to get the Iranian immigrant family kicked out of the house. And it becomes this war of wills. And it's tragic because if they had just sat down and had a conversation, maybe this could have been settled. But both of them, both Ben Kingsley and Jennifer Connelly's characters, are so headstrong and stubborn that it leads to some very tragic moments in the film. So if you haven't seen it, there's no levity in the film, but it's a damn good movie for sure. Let's see here. Oh, Box Office Jack says, thoughts on Shutter. Oh, you already said that. Sorry, Box Office. Aaron Klister, he said, so my question is this. As someone as great like you on so many levels, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. If you were to give a class on good discipline, what would be your top 3 to 5 tips? I've been struggling a lot of my own discipline and motivation. Love you, Outlaw. Thank you for everything. Aaron, that's a great question. So let's take a moment. I'm going to take a sip here real quick. So I'm sobering up a little bit, and I don't want to sober up. I want to have a little buzz going the whole time. I have had to learn that, my man, after numerous years of mistakes, of self-destructive impulses, of not understanding how to love myself. I don't mean arrogant love. I mean just like appreciating yourself, keeping your own company. discipline comes from a place. Discipline is easy when you have respect for yourself and love for yourself. So discipline becomes, I'm going to do this because I deserve this and I see the end result. I think the most important thing with discipline, and my patrons are going to laugh when I say this, is to schedule your life and to put goals out there and write them down, put them on Post-its, put them on an Etch-a-Sketch, write them on a paper and tape it up around your house, right? I got to do this. I got to do that. And keep yourself accountable. Keep a log, even write a log. Like, okay, this week I'll sit down on Sunday and go, okay, what were the goals I mapped out on Monday? What did I accomplish by Sunday? If you use it as a reason to put yourself down, that'll be a self-fulfilling prophecy and a cycle you'll never get out of. If you use it to understand where you're faltering so you can work on that for the next week and focus on that, that's where you get your discipline. That's where you start to understand how you can put these things in motion. I think you also have to understand the importance of what you're doing. If you value what you're doing, what you want to accomplish, what you want to see at the end of the day, that will motivate your discipline as well. Get good sleep. Eat as well as you can. You don't have to eat like, those athletes, the big athletes, but eat as well as you can. Listen, as you get older, food becomes super important for the mind, for your body's functional ability, and for you to have the energy to things you want to do. And the third thing is you got to love what it is you're trying to achieve, because that will also make the discipline easier. And remember, that's the thing. You got to love what you're trying to achieve. What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to get? Make it very crystal clear in your mind. If you have that, it makes it easier for you to set up these steps and these disciplines that you can put into your life. All right. Roll out of that bed. You got to meditate. You got to stretch. You got to work out. You got to see it, the path. Those are those things. And then take joy in them and take a moment after it's over to say to yourself, I'm proud of you. You did it. It's not cheesy. It's not stupid. It's not goofy. It's not wrong. It's not dumb. People talk to themselves all the time in the mirror to get themselves psyched up for the most important things in their lives. People have conversations with themselves. I mean, shit, you guys have seen me before matches, just like I am just getting in the mindset to go into a match, to play. And that's just a movie trivia match, right? But life is a different conversation. Life is a different approach. You can take the lessons from the movie trivia matches and put them in your life. But that's the discipline. Study, be prepared, be ready, be okay to falter, be okay to fall down, be okay to fail, and dust yourself off, get back up and go, okay, I'm not going to do that again. What's the other approach? But that's the thing. You got to love yourself and love what you're trying to accomplish. And that is going to make it easier to be more disciplined in what you're trying to go. And like I said, take stock of the things you do accomplish, the little goals you accomplish as you're trying to get to a bigger goal. Because when you accomplish those little goals, they give you the motivation. They give you the evidence you need to show, hey, if I do this, this can be the result. So that's what I would say to you, brother, man. And I'm sorry you're struggling on your discipline and your motivation, but maybe explore why you're struggling, what it is that you're struggling with, what it is that you're getting to that's stopping you. What are the roadblocks? Is it you or is it other people? That's what you got to figure out. If it's a roadblock that you're putting up, then you've got to figure out, and therapy might help you with this. And maybe if you don't like therapy, you can read self-help books, but you got to explore all the way down to the core what it is that is causing the block. And that takes some time. So be patient with yourself, but do the work. It's always important. Chris Taylor said, and thank you, Aaron, and please keep checking in. Let me know how you're doing, please. Chris Taylor says, would love the Cinephiles to cover Before Sunset. So would I, Chris, because it would motivate me to watch the movies. I've never seen those movies. Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, before whatever the last one was, before Nightfall, I don't know, before the morning, before dawn or something. I can't remember what it was. But I definitely need to see those movies. Maybe that's something Steve and I explored. We've been doing a lot of heavy movies over the last few months. So maybe a nice conversational, somewhat romantic comedy would be great to explore there too. All right. Soulshire1999 says, as a fellow Ted Lasso fanboy, yes, Ted Lasso, great show on Apple TV Plus. I have to suggest Brett Goldstein's stellar film podcast, Films to be Buried With. It's the third best movie podcast out there. Trust, senor. Keep up the sterling work, brother. From the land of dragons. Lachaida. Oh, yeah. Welsh. Thank you very much. I hope I said that right. I've heard about Brett Goldstein's podcast. I want to get him on the show. You know, I'm not an outlet anymore, so it's really tough to get like interviews with the Ted Lasso people. I see other people interviewing them and they haven't even watched the show. It drives me nuts. So I'd love to figure out a way to get Brett Goldstein in an interview. So that'll be a goal of mine for sure in 2021, especially as season 2 is coming up, as they're shooting season 2 rather. I'd love to sit down with it. So, and yes, great suggestion on the podcast. A lot of people have suggested that to me. It is fantastic. Soulshire1999 says, my memory may deceive me, but I'm sure Parenthood was missing on the recent top 10 Ron Howard movies. Damn, dude, when was the last time you saw it? Rewatched it recently after a few years. Had me bawling at numerous points. Big dad feels. Yeah, Soulshire, I think that's what it is. Matt and I don't have kids. So for us, we like watch the film, and I've watched it a few times. It's certainly a good Ron Howard film, but it's not one that speaks to me as strongly as it should. And there are great moments. I mean, when Rick Moranis walks in and sings to Marcia Strassman, I think that's the actress's name, the actress from Welcome Back, Kotter, and it says, why do birds suddenly appear? The Carpenter song. It's a really sweet moment. When the kid catches the ball and Steve Martin's reaction, dragging that foot as he's celebrating, it's great. And there are some tough moments. The Jason Robards, Thomas Holtz relationship is pretty heartbreaking and sad and tough and disappointing. Amanda Plummer in there with Keanu Reeves and a young Joaquin Phoenix, and Diane Wiest is the mom. I mean, her coming out with that dildo. Oh my God, that was just a hilarious moment. So there are some great moments in the movie. I think overall, though, it's a sweet movie, but it's not one that I run back to and watch over and over again. And maybe it's different because, you're a dad, it sounds like. And so you've got more invested as you're watching them. You've experienced this stuff. You get your version of what they're showing in the movie. And as for me, I don't quite feel it that way. But in no way am I denigrating. That movie is a good movie. It just didn't make my top 10 of the Ron Howard movies. And Ron Howard's got a great resume. So that's another one that you should definitely put on the list. Dwayne Tour. Oh, thank you, Dwayne. Jesus, Dwayne, thank you so much. He said, just wanted to show my appreciation for your openness and the outright great entertainment tonight, John. Oh, thank you, Dwayne. Anything you want, brother, let me know. Any suggestion you have, any question, any conversation, any topic you want me to address, please. That's the least I can do for that incredible donation. Thank you so much. Mukbang Reviews is out here. Where's Mukbang? He said, sorry if I missed it, but did you review The Sound of Metal? It was amazing to me, but I was curious about your thoughts. No, I haven't seen it yet. And I'm going to go a run on these reviews. I was talking to my mods the other night, and we were talking about how they need to keep me on task about doing reviews and trailer reactions. Certainly tomorrow, I think, Coming to America, I'm going to try to do a trailer reaction for that. I'm going to get my ass up, talk about discipline. I'm going to get my ass up, shower, jump into the studio, and record myself watching that trailer reaction. I'm always nervous about trailer reactions because I put a lot of pressure on myself to get those right. But certainly the reviews, I want to do a Promising Young Woman review, Sound of Metal review. I think there's that new film with Vanessa Kirby that's on Pieces of a Woman. I think that's on Netflix. I was sent Judas and the Black Messiah, so I need to watch that one too. So I want to do these, and One Night Miami, which I did a tweet review. But I need to start doing like a review a day on the channel so that so that I can get in the rhythm. That's what I was trying to do with the Christmas thing, and I just got overwhelmed and got into my own head, and I let some people down who were looking forward to it, and I apologize for that. But I got to get on the review thing for sure. So definitely, I will absolutely watch it if I can tomorrow. If not, certainly Thursday. So thank you so much for bringing that up, Mukbang. Very kind of you. Let me see. Oh, it was a vibrator, not a dildo, Roke. Big difference. I guess so. I don't know. I don't get involved in that kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the trailer, people say people love trailer reactions. Absolutely. I mean, I saw what happened with the Real Rejects. Like their trailer reactions were stellar, and their Godzilla versus Kong one just exploded for people. So great stuff from them. All right. Sean, so we got Sean, keep sending in your Streamlabs super chats. We'll go for another half an hour, I think. Sean, let me bring you in because people maybe want to come in live and ask me a question live. There's Sean, my producer on the show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? Show's doing good tonight.
You think? Yeah, I feel like I'm talking nonstop. I'm sorry. It's just me, you know.
Well,
it's just me hanging out.
It wouldn't be a show if you weren't talking, so you have to talk.
Get to your point. Do your job.
Okay. If anyways, hi Outlaw Nation. Welcome to the show. If you're just joining in, please hit the like button. If you're watching us post, hit the like button. And
yeah, get to your job. All right, go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead. If you're watching us,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You want to party with Sinbad? Is that what you want to do? I bet him.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
What show is this? What's going on? I would say how much have you had to drink that I've seen. So I will be dropping the link in the Discord for anyone who's part of the Patreon who's $10 and up, so that you can come in and watch John drink some more. After a while, we'll drop the link in the live chat if anybody wants to come in live. Yeah. So when you click on the link, it will bring you to StreamYards. It'll ask you to verify your mic and headphones. Please try to at least use headphones. Otherwise, we can get an echo, and it's really hard to hear what the person's saying.
Exactly.
And then it'll bring you into backstage where John can see you, and he can bring you in at any time to try to at least have one question ready. He doesn't have a guest on, but we want to try to get through as many people as we possibly can.
Yeah.
Look at this man. He's drunk already. Look at him.
I'm a little buzzed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little buzzed. Also, the endorphins are kicking in from the workout. I feel my body's gonna be in so much trouble tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, my body's gonna be in so
and you
much
can wake up early to do the Coming to America too.
Dude. Let me tell you guys something. I worked out for the first time tonight in 3 years, like I mentioned earlier. I did the water rower. I was fortunate enough to save up enough money to get a water rower over the last few months. And that thing, I'm telling you, it kicked the crap out of me. I did 20 minutes on the rower, but not 20 minutes straight. That's for sure. It was like the first few, I did like 3 minutes straight, and then I was just exhausted. Now, to keep in mind, I haven't run or consistently done anything for 3 years. And so just like getting back on it, and I'm a little bit heavier than I've been in a bit, and it was tough to like have the gut roll over onto the thighs as you're yanking the thing. But I powered through and got to 20 minutes. And then I did weights, but I only got to do like 3 separate exercises for my biceps before I was just wrecked and did some sit-ups and I was done. So I've got a long way to go to come back to where I was before, where I could comfortably work out numerous exercises for an hour to an hour and a half without the winding out. So it'll take some time.
Yeah, just keep adding minutes on. So you did 20 minutes. Next time you do 25 minutes. Next time you do 30 minutes.
Absolutely. Thanks, Sean. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
God, what is happening? Boy.
All right. Yeah. In 3 years. Yes, Michael, in 3 years. I am so fucking out of shape. It is disgusting.
Where are you at with your goal, by the way?
Oh, I'm at $200. Thank you so much. Would love to get another 100 before we wrap up. But like, what would you guys want? What do you guys want at 200? What story do you want? Tell me what story you've always wanted to hear, or in the chat here. And I will absolutely give you this if I can. Like if it's not something that's like private, but if there's a story you ever wanted, if you heard in the wind something about Roka, what he was doing, blah blah blah, I would be open to it. So please. Yeah, you got anything, Sean? You got anything?
I'm thinking. Give me a minute.
This is gonna take a while. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Right. Come on now.
You know what?
Come on.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy. Yes.
What was the conversation like with you and the Lady Outlaw about moving in together? Tell that story.
Well, that's a nice question.
I know. That's why I asked it.
Oh. No, I'm not doing that. Let's see. When we moved in together, what's the conversation like? Oh yeah, I mean, we had been. Let's see. I had been living in near West Hollywood in Los Angeles, like near the Grove. For those of you who may know where Los Angeles, like the farmers market on 3rd Street. Basically, I was a block away from that. So I was living there while she was in El Segundo. And so we were, which is about 25 to 30 minutes away. I mean, listen, it's tough to make the relationship work when you're 25 to 30 minutes away. And, I would go to her house. She would come to my place, or her apartment. She would come to my place. And on the weekends, we would spend the time, for the most part, in her place because she didn't like where I was living. She wasn't happy with it. But, she was working so late at the time, and then she'd have to go home and shower and put everything on and pack things to come hang out for a couple of days. I think there was one moment where I just kind of realized, like, I want to be around her more. And this was a few months into our relationship, and I want to just have her. I want to be with her all the time. And so I think we were sitting on the couch one day, we were watching something, and I think it was in my place. And I said to her, like, I think it's time we explore. We're probably making out, to be honest with you. And I said to her, it's probably time that we explore moving in together. I'd like to move in with you and to explore. And she was like, I'd like that. I said, we can't keep, we want to be around each other all the time. And I said, we should just do it. And she's like, I know, you're right. I don't know, because like my sister's here, and like she's like, she's got a club. I was like, but we got to figure this out. So it took us a little bit, like a few weeks, to kind of really put it in motion. And then we just kind of started looking at places. And that was the conversation. It was not a big deal conversation. I mean, that's what's so great about when you get to be this age, Sean. It's like, there's no frills about it, man. Just put it on the table and let's see what's up. When you're in your 20s, it's like, well, I don't know. What's it mean? What does it mean? Are we getting married? When you cross 40, it's like, do you want to do this or not? Yes, sounds good. Let's do it. And so that's basically it. And it was but it was from a sweet place, because I was tired of driving to her place. She was tired of driving to my place. And we just wanted to be around each other all the time because we enjoyed each other's company so much. And so we've explored possibly moving into her place, which was a 1-bedroom apartment, but I just had too much stuff. She had too much stuff. It just wasn't going to work. So we started looking at places, and we drove around for a while until we were lucky to find a place in Beverly Hills. And look, I say Beverly Hills, we weren't rich in any way. People got to understand, Beverly Hills, yes, there is rich areas of Beverly Hills, but there's also like not rich areas of Beverly Hills where you can afford a 2-bedroom apartment, which we did. And I was very happy. People who go back on my Instagram see the picture of us holding the keys together in kind of a heart shape against the window. And it was great. And so that was it. And then, moving to San Diego, same thing. She had wanted to leave LA for a little bit. She'd kind of been done with LA. She was working from home because of COVID and stuff. And I came home from an audition or one of the shows or whatever, and the traffic was just so fucking gnarly. I walked through the door and I said, okay, let's get out of here. And she was like, don't joke. And I'm not joking. Let's start exploring. And look, same thing. We just started, and she's great. I mean, this is why we're together, because she's so organized when she has to be about what she wants to get done. She's the one that like explored the area. I'm not gonna tell you where we live because she'll freak out about that. So, but like we explored the areas around and in San Diego, and we came down a few times to drive around certain neighborhoods and get a taste and go into places and talk to realtors and talk to people. And then when we found the house, the house had gone on the market that day for rent. And so we were the first people that called. We drove immediately over there and looked at the place that we're in now, and we absolutely fell in love with it. We had not fallen in love with any place we had looked at until we walked into this place, and we knew this was the place for us. And so that's how that happened. And we moved in we moved in like 3 weeks later. That's how quickly it was, man. And we're very happy here, absolutely happy here. So yeah, that's what I'll tell you.
No, I mean, I think you're right, John, about like as you get older, you just kind of be more upfront about things. I mean, I personally had just recently just done like, just putting my cards on the table. And it's like, this is what it is. Like, what do you think? And it's like, no, you're 1,000% right. 1,000% right.
You got to put your nuts on the table, ladies and gentlemen. For lack of a better, for you ladies out there, you can put your guts on the table. You got to put your guts on the table. You got to take your chances in life. You can't, the things that have fucked me over in the Schmodown is when I haven't taken chances and I've been hesitant. You got to take chances. Eddie Murphy, I knew it, and Dan made me hesitate, and I should just put my nuts on the table and said, no, it's Eddie Murphy, let's go. And so I always regret it when I don't put my nuts on the table, so to speak, for the things I want or the things I think are right. because
I hear you. Not the term I would use, but I hear you.
Oh, princess over here. Give me a
Why gotta be a princess? Why gotta be a princess?
I would use. It's not true. I would say genitalia.
Get the fuck out of here.
You get the fuck out of here. You say with your crap.
Whoa. So I wouldn't use the same term as you. I gotta be a princess.
What term would you use?
Bullshit.
What term would you use? You gotta put yourself out there and say certain. What term would you use?
Whatever. Get the fuck out of here.
You get the fuck out of here. No, literally.
Yeah, see, patrons are coming in now. You happy now? Look, they're coming out.
Thank you, Sean. Great guy, that Sean. Ball busting. We're East Coast boys. I appreciate it. Buckbang Review says, no secrets, but will you adjust your studies for the new Schmo season? I could tell you new answers, but couldn't pull them. Also, you built the Schmo heel, but isn't Chandru on another level? Not yet. I mean, Chandru is not next level. Chandru is just a different kind of heel. He's good at what he does. I give him 1,000% respect. You know why? Because Chandru's not a performer. He doesn't need to be a performer. The motherfucker is a legitimate rocket scientist. So to him, he's not trying to promote a YouTube channel. He's not trying to promote a YouTube show. Sorry, I spilled a little bit. He's out here having fun. So for him, it's a more relaxed situation. And he's great at it. I give him nothing but props. And I said it from the beginning. If you guys go back and watch the old episodes of Schmodown backstage, I said I loved what he was doing while people were frustrated. They couldn't figure out if he was a heel or a face. I kept saying, I don't care. He's great at what he does. He's a total heel. You guys aren't just catching on to the brilliance of what he's doing. So I'll give him all kinds of props, but he doesn't have to be next level because he's good at what he does. But if we ever went toe-to-toe, promo-wise, I would eviscerate that kid. So because he hasn't had to struggle like I've had to struggle. And there's a heel aspect of that. There's a fighter mentality of that comes into play when you're going back and forth with someone. So, but I'd love it. I'd love to go back and forth with Chandru. He'd make all the jokes, and I'd make all the jokes right on back. So it'd be a lot of fun. And he was a great guest on the Outlaw Nation show. That was so much fun having Chandru on the show. Kid's got class, too. Kid's got class. He's not out here spouting about us coming after him, which we did. We had talks with Chandru, and I'll reveal that. But he's not spouting about it like Ben and DiMolanta. I'm saying that as the Outlaw, by the way. I love Andrew, but as the Outlaw, I'm mad at Andrew. But yeah, he doesn't have to crow about it. He knows, and I respect that about Chandru. He's a good guy. We really wanted him. Would have been a great turn on Winston, an NWO level type turn on Winston. It would have been brilliant. Secular Monk says, was there ever a plan for you and Dan to go heel before the Founding Fathers broke up? I would love to see Dan as a heel. Yeah, we talked about it, but Dan has always said he doesn't want to go heel. But then, of course, now all of a sudden he's cutting pseudo heel promos. I'm like, what the fuck? You said you didn't want to go heel. So maybe he just wants to explore this as a face who doesn't give a fuck, apparently, is what has been described as. So more power to him. Look, Danny is okay, let me say this. Sorry. I love Dan to pieces. You guys know I love Dan to pieces. I love Mara. They're two of my favorite people on the planet. I was just on his patron show last week or 2 Sundays ago, having a great time with him. So I love Dan. But as the Outlaw, it's so funny that all of a sudden he can shoot his mouth off in promos. He can all of a sudden do this stuff. When he didn't want to do it, we were together. He always defaulted to me. Well, it's nice to see him stand on his own 2 feet for once. But now we're going to go toe-to-toe eventually down the road. And if I can make that happen, I got to make it happen. Dan versus the Outlaw 3, once and for all. Toe-to-toe. Me and him. Got to make it happen. Got to make it happen for the love of God. And I'm mad that I was 1 question away against Ethan for making it happen. I will always rue the day of not asking for that repeat on the Boris Karloff question. I would have beat him by 1. I would have beat him by 1 for sure. Dan's a loose cannon. Keep you on your toes. He's a loose cannon. Stop it. I love Danny, but he's no loose cannon. Let me see if we've got any more Streamlabs that have come through. No, but please keep sending them in. We got a few more minutes left in the show. If you'd like to send us some support for what we do here, I'd love it. Let me go to the other brand cover so I don't cover your faces here. Where is it? Here it is. Boom. All right, there we go. All right, let's bring in Charles Clark. What's up, Charles? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, John. How you doing?
Doing all right. Little buzz. Having a little fun tonight. What's going down?
I wish I could be buzzed. I got to go to work soon, so unfortunately, I can't be too buzzed.
That's true. You work overnight. What's going? What? Talk to me. What's going on, brother? How are you feeling?
World is what the world is.
Oh yeah, true.
Covering the news every day, so really in it.
Yeah,
so.
Charles. What do you do? Can you say what you do at your job? What do you mean you cover the news? Are you a reporter?
I'm clandestine. No.
Oh, okay.
It's nothing like that. No, I'm just a producer. So I don't even do I'm what a higher up network would call a line producer.
Oh, okay.
So I come in the morning and I put in the stories that are in the newscast, right? And I just basically do on a daily whatever's happening that day.
Right.
And most of it, because we work overnight, in the morning, unless something super fucking crazy, crazy is happening overnight. Yeah. It's almost all stories that happened yesterday, just in the region, right? In Baltimore region. So for us, the past 2 days, it's been snow. We just been a lot of snow coverage.
Oof. I've seen the pictures. I was watching one of the political shows today and seeing that reporter standing in the White House in the background, all covered in snow. I was jealous, man. I missed this, dude. I missed the snow. I know it's a bear. I know it can be irritating, but I miss the snow, dude. I rarely get snow in California.
What's annoying about snow coverage here me personally, is that I live in Maryland. We don't get a lot of snow, but we get snow every once in a while. You know what it is. Yeah. But sometimes our station is just sometimes I feel I'm like, guys, we need to chill out a little bit. It's snow. People know what it is. Drive slow. It's wet roads. Come on. You know what I mean?
It's snow blizzard 2021.
Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes I'm like,
Grandpa, don't leave your house. You'll die. Yeah, I know. Right.
Well, Grandpa, I mean, those are the people I actually am slightly worried about. I'm like, all right. Because when I see these accidents, it is people over 50 that are the ones, but that's a separate. But yeah. But anyways, so I just
Royko over 50. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But on a normal day, I just come in and there's another producer I work with, and she usually handles whatever our morning reporter is doing. She handles what they're doing, and if she's off, then I do that. But it's whatever the biggest story was, or if there's something big happening the day of. Yeah. We'll put her on that. If Monday, if there wasn't snow, it would have been they're lifting restaurant restrictions in Maryland here. Yeah. So that would have been.
Oh, wow. That's huge. Okay.
And then, the rest of the stories are whatever little things are going on. And then where I have the most flexibility is the national stories or the other stories in other blocks, that we put in.
Right.
Oh, and cool. Okay. Well, and it's not as exciting. People think, oh, he's a producer, and I'm like, it's not what you think it is. It's not what I do. Yeah. And plus, I also relate. I'm in local news, and Baltimore's a big, sizable market. It's 26 in the Nielsen ratings.
It's a big place, yeah.
So, but it's still local network. Even the big local network TV is being in AAA baseball. You're there. But you're not there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I relate it to.
Okay. That's fair. That's a good comparison, actually. Baltimore. All right. What do you got, man? You got a question? You got a comment? What's going on?
I did have a question.
Okay.
Because Justice League is in the title of your thing, and we haven't talked about it yet. I wanted to ask a little bit.
Okay.
/ discussion, but not too much because I want to take too much time.
Sure.
But I don't know how to feel about the Snyder Cut.
Okay.
Because I'm not keen on his movies in general. Man of Steel is probably my favorite of his movies.
Okay.
But it's still, to me, it's got a tone problem. I feel it's a little dour in tone, and it should be a little more up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And but that's a separate issue.
Yeah.
So I feel should I even take the time to watch this movie if I'm gonna be disappointed by it? You know what I mean?
Well, go ahead. Sorry, finish your point. Yeah.
No, just because the Justice League that came out in theaters, I was like, it's not terrible, it's not great.
Yeah.
BVS was, and Man of Steel, I was also average on. So I just wanted to get your take. And I know you're probably gonna have to watch it. You know, obviously.
I want to watch it. Are you kidding? I'm going to be part of one of the people who was supportive of the whole JL happening. He invited me to come on to do a charity stream with him on March 7th for juvenile diabetes. Because I mean, one of the positive things about Snyder connected with the Justice League thing is he's done like, you know, suicide prevention awareness of what happened to his daughter, but all these other causes that have been attached to the film to kind of bring money in and support these causes. So in that way, it's been a positive thing. But I'm looking forward to it. I know. I did not like BVS as much as like Mark Riley does. And I liked parts of Justice League, but I loved Man of Steel. And I'm a fan of someone finishing their vision if they were handed the keys to the kingdom, you know? So to me, it's like, this is more of a curiosity. Like, I want to see if this is any good. And I'm keeping an open mind about it. And I do like Snyder for the most part. I don't like Sucker Punch, but I love 300. And I love the director's cut of Watchmen. And I'm looking forward to his zombie movie he's got coming out here. Was it Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead? The one that's coming out with Batista. I'm looking forward to it. I like his visuals. I like his approach to the world. And, you know, he spoke about it, Charles, and it may just be it's not your cup of tea, which is totally cool. But he spoke about it and said, I wanted to make superheroes in an adult world, like in a real world. What would these superheroes be like? And certainly we have The Boys. That's more of a cynical approach to it. His is more of like, it was realistic and then a journey that they were going to go on. And then it was going to end up lifting. Like he said this numerous times that it was dour beginnings, tough beginnings, rough beginnings, bringing them together. And then at the end, you see the uplifting possibilities of Superman. So there was a journey he wanted to take these characters on. And I think people were not ready to see these superheroes taken through these paces. And I think a lot of people are and enjoy his stuff, but there was enough people that didn't. And I think that's what ended up happening with Justice League. People were so mad about BBS, and they felt that Man of Steel didn't make the money they wanted it to because people rebelled against the dourness of it. But I love it because the world can be dark. The world can be so fucked up. And so what would superheroes actually be like in a world like that? You've got the Marvel smart talking, funny, lighthearted. Shazam did that. Aquaman to a degree does that. But like, I like that he took Batman into a darker place. I like that he took Superman into a darker place, and what he was going to do with them. So I get your concerns. I get your worries. I would give it a shot. And if you don't like it, it's not your company. You just don't like Snyder's point of view. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's just how it is. Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily against the darkness. I mean, I like The Boys too. Maybe I'm just a cynic.
Right.
It's possible. I do. Cynicism comes easy to me. I don't know. And I feel like, I don't know. There's just some things that Jay just, for some reason, strike me the wrong way. But I feel like I was going to end up watching it. I just wanted to get your take, partially because it's in the description. I didn't want to disappoint anyone.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Justice League. So,
what about Jared Leto coming back as Joker? You know, Snyder posted that picture today on Twitter. Some people responded positively. Some people, like Lon Harris, did not respond positively. And that's another thing I really want. And nothing against my fellow members of the sphere, right? But some of them get way too much joy jumping into Zack Snyder shit, and it bothers me. And I don't know where that comes from. Is it nerdy guys getting mad at a bro dude doing their superheroes that they grew up loving and cherishing? I don't know, but they get such joy out of it, and then they complain that some of the Zack Snyder fans go after them with such vitriol. It's like, no, you're poking the fucking bear a little bit more than you would. You surely didn't say shit about Tenet, and there's enough to break and make fun of in Tenet. And so it's like, it's just certain directors are okay for certain people to make into punching bags. And I think that's not fair when the fans who love those directors push back at them. Then they get all like, oh, now there are instances where those fans have certainly crossed the line, and certainly the stuff that Roxy's dealt with, I think, is horrific. But there are other writers who purposely poke the bear to get a reaction and then play victim. And that bothers the shit out of me on so many levels, you know?
Well, I'll put a link in the video. It's like an hour-long video of someone breaking down Snyder's sort of Ayn Rand-like things.
Oh, yeah,
and
I do stuff. Yeah.
That I was like, when I looked at it, I was like, I feel like that's putting into words what I was feeling. You know what I mean?
The dystopian nature of it. Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely.
That I'll try and find that link and post it. And if you have time, I mean, you're a busy guy, so not gonna.
I've always got time in the morning to watch stuff before I get out of bed. So yeah, why not?
Yeah,
put it in, Charles. I'm down.
Yeah. So that's
cool.
that's mostly my issue. But other than that, I'm first off, I always think I let the directors do as much as, and I don't always believe. I think studios are bad guys like 85% of the time, but there's like that 15% where you go like, nah, they had the right idea. No, listen, guys, you got to give them some slack.
Fair enough. All right. Well, it's good seeing you, Charles. Have a good night. Have a safe night for sure in the snow in there, and we'll see you. I'm sure on one of the hangouts or whatever soon.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'll be there at some point in the future. Yeah.
Right on.
All right, man. Good talking.
Great to see you, man. You too, brother. Take care. There's Charles Clark, one of the patrons and the fun guys we've had on the Outlaw Nation patron situation. Yeah, if you haven't joined our Patreon, right up there, patreon.com/John Roca. Come on, ladies, come aboard. We're always looking for new faces, always looking for new people to come hang out. It's such a great community. People hang out, talk movies, talk life. Some of my people get on the Discord. They're on there till 4 a.m. talking about the world. I'm so proud of what we built here at the Outlaw Nation channel. I'm so proud of the people who are involved in it, who gravitated to it. I'm so proud of everyone I've gotten to know. And we're always looking for new people to come in and be a part of our community, have fun with our community. You got to be open. You can't be too sensitive, and you got to have a lot of fun. But that, I mean, I don't mean that you can't crack jokes around. I mean, like, you got to be open to points of views and what have you. So that's what we're looking for. So if you want to be part of the Patreon here, please go to that address right there, patreon.com/John Rogan. $5, $10, $20, at the end of the month of March, $50 or $100. $100, you get a one-on-one with me for an hour every month. $50, you get a half hour with me one-on-one every month. Could be about your YouTube channel, could be about your movie, could be about script you're writing, could be about your life, could be you just want to shoot the shit about movies with John Roca, or the Outlaw, you want to talk to Schmodown, any of the you want to do for half an hour, $50 a month, for an hour, $100 a month. And there's new benefits coming that we're going to put into motion here for those patrons. So come aboard the train, have some fun with us. Trust me, it's an international crew. It's a multicultural crew. It's a fun crew to hang out with, and they really do care about each other. And that's been such a joy for me to see, witness, and experience here on the channel. Let's see a super chat real quick from Muckbang Reviews. Says, previous question: will you adjust study tactics this season? Also, are you wary of new faction mates leaking info? Actually, I'm not. Yeah, we'll adjust studying tactics. So I'll be studying with Craig. So now we'll really be dialing into these subjects. But in terms of new faction mates leaking info, I don't. They are so committed to making this work. They are so on board. I don't mean just one of them or two. Like, all of them are chiming in on our group thread on Twitter and are so excited to be a part of this. And we've spoken with them about like how we want to do this. I think we've got a meeting set up for this weekend for all of us getting together, including our international players, all of us getting together and talking about how we want the season to go, getting to know each other visually, and then like what our goals are. And certainly that'll be the moment where I say again, like, no telling anybody anything. No matter your best friend, no matter even whatever, don't do it on an after show, whatever, talking to any of the other players, because they will butter you up to get information. That's what Ben Bateman did when we were kind of sniffing around Ethan Irwin. Ben Bateman ran to Sam, complained to Sam, and said, Sam, you got to sign Ethan because he's trying to destroy the Finstock Exchange. And that's how Sam signed Ethan Irwin, and then eventually McWeeny as well. And that's, of course, a stronger relationship yet. But like we were looking at trying to get Ethan, and unfortunately, someone leaked that, and Ben ran all the way over to Sam and kind of screwed that up for us. So we want to make it sure, no talking. So for us, I think it's going to be very, very clear to these, and they're also excited to be part of the faction. I think they will absolutely not reveal anything at all. Muckbang says, thanks for your morning show. You and Alex were a great team. I agree. We had a really great time. You also do a spot on Trump on SEN. I haven't seen your Biden, but I bet you could do him. Oh, Biden's tough. I don't know if I can do Biden. Biden's just a lot of smiling, a lot of pointing. There's a lot of that. I don't know if I can do Biden necessarily. The way he talks, it's slower. And he's 78, so it's just tougher to do Biden. My Bernie Sanders, though, is damn good. I would hate getting in trouble for it, but I'd love to do a Bernie Sanders reviews movies. And I'd love to do like put a makeup on, you know what I'm saying? Promising young woman, excellent film. Excellent film. Carey Mulligan, phenomenal. Carey Mulligan, one of the best actresses I've ever seen. I've seen them all for numerous decades. Carey Mulligan, incredible. Her American accent, phenomenal. Some of the best I've ever seen. What a twist. What a twist at the end. Couldn't believe it. Carey Mulligan, promising young woman. Watch this movie and donate. All right, let's bring some people on here for more conversations. Justin, what's up, dude? How are you, brother?
Hey, I'm good.
What's up, man? What's your question? What do you need?
First, thanks for the West recommendation earlier, and also a lot of people in the chat recommended some stuff. I put them all down on a list.
Good.
Wild Bunch is one of them I haven't seen yet. That's a big one that I haven't watched yet. So
you gotta watch Wild Bunch, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Blu-ray of the extended director's cut. It's like really cheap on Amazon, so I'm gonna grab that.
Cool.
I have another film question.
Mm-hmm.
So like you, I like Akira Kurosawa, and I've been slowly going through his filmography. I've watched a lot of the big movies, like Seven Samurai, Yojimbo, Rashomon. Let's see, High and Low.
Good one.
Yeah, Throne of Blood, Hidden Fortress.
Good. Sanjuro. Have you watched Sanjuro yet?
That one I have not watched yet. So it's like
that's a sequel.
Yeah,
that's a sequel to Yojimbo, so you got to watch that one.
Yeah, I do. Okay. So what are ones that you recommend that are like not some of the more like well-known ones that I haven't got to yet? Because like ones I really like.
Have you gotten to Ron yet?
No, Ron I haven't watched yet either. I still need to watch that one.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
One of them is Stray Dog. Maybe have you watched that one? Yeah, I really like that one. It was a very film noir, kind of like High and Low is very noirish, and I thought that was a really fun one because Mifune and what's his name Takashi Shimura are both really good in Stray Dog. I thought that was really cool. Yes. But what are the ones you recommend that I check out?
What about Kagemusha? Have you seen Kagemusha yet?
Yeah, I really like that one.
Okay. How about Dersu Uzala, which is one of the weirdest ones he's ever done, but it's also what got him back on the map for people. Have you seen Dersu Uzala yet?
No,
it's kind of a pseudo documentary. The Russian army sends an explorer on an expedition to the snowy Siberian wilderness where he makes friends with a seasoned local hunter. It's a really sweet film. If you haven't seen that one, I absolutely recommend that one. Let me see here. I want to go through because sometimes I forget all the ones he's done because not all of them are Blu-ray.
I've got Redbeard and like the Beds. Well, I haven't watched either of those yet.
The Lower Depths is another good one. You should. I don't have that one
yet. I don't have that one yet. I gotta get that.
Okay, get that one. What about Ikuru? Have you seen Ikuru?
I just picked it up last year on one of the Criterion sales on Blu-ray, so that's I'm gonna get to that one.
Drunken Angel is a good one as well. If you haven't written that one down,
no, I haven't seen that one yet. I don't own, and that's another one I don't own yet.
Okay.
So I'll have to add that to my Criterion wish list. I always.
That's a weird one because he's Toshiro Mifune plays a doctor who's got this, like he's angry. He's quick to react to things. He's got this hair triggered temper, and he's a gangster with tuberculosis. And so they have to they form this bond and they go through these weird experiences and adventures together, man. So it's definitely one that's not a lot of people talking about.
I'll have to. All right, I'm definitely gonna add. After I get off here, I'm going to update my Criterion wish list and get those films on myself. Next sale will be coming up in a few months, so I want to grab them when we get a chance.
Smart. Yeah, but not all of them are like Blu-ray. That's the shame of them.
Yeah, like Stray Dog is I really love, and that's only on DVD. A couple, only like some of the bigger ones that they've Criterion has re-released on Blu-ray. Because I had the old, like really old, like 20-year-old DVD of Hidden Fortress, but then I upgraded to the Blu-ray last year during one of the sales, so which I was glad because it is nice. Yeah, that one. I love the cover. It's a gorgeous cover.
Great cover. Yeah,
I love that movie. That's one I gotta rewatch because I love the Kagemusha. Yeah, that one is gorgeous. The cinematography in Kagemusha is.
This one, if you haven't seen the Samurai trilogy, you got to see the Samurai trilogy with Toshiro Mifune.
I have that, and I've only watched the first film. I haven't watched the other two yet.
It's fucking great. I recommend that to Andrew G as well.
I'm also planning on getting getting more into the sword samurai stuff because I'm definitely eyeing on getting like the Lone Wolf and Cub set.
Yeah, I got that one. It's great.
I haven't watched those movies. A friend of mine has said they're really cool.
Yes, they are.
I
Especially
watched,
if you've
like,
seen The
trailer.
Mandalorian.
Yeah, I watched the trailer for it on the Criterion website, and I was just like watching like some of the action. I'm like, oh man, it's like it's really. I was like, ooh, that's really bloody stuff, but I like that.
Yeah, because it's based on the comic. It's based on the comic, Lone Wolf and Cub.
Oh, you got the. Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, of course. Are you kidding? These are never far away from me. This is
cool.
my favorite cover. This is my favorite cover of the whole series.
Oh, that's really
so
nice.
Badass. And this is what made me think of The Mandalorian when I was watching it. I was like,
yeah,
oh my god, it's totally Lone Wolf and Cub. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like I heard a lot of people said that was a very obvious inspiration. So that's that's
totally
I wanted to check out. And eventually also the Zatoichi films, the Blind Swordsman. I want to check those out. That they Criterion had like I think like has all of them in like one big box set. And so it's like,
absolutely.
I already add that to my wish list.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything more you got, Justin?
No. Just wanted to say also the watch along for the Rumble was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that was a blast. Yeah, I'm glad it was such a big hit. I look forward to the next when you guys do another one.
Whether
it's for Mania or like whatever.
I think we're totally going to do Mania. Because
cool.
I mean, we can't unless Aaron goes to the thing. If Aaron goes to the thing, then maybe Jay and I'll do it.
Because if they are letting in fans, I totally understand Aaron wanting to get over there. It's like Tampa's not that far of a drive from Orlando. So
exactly. I just don't want him to die, for God's sakes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be safe.
All right, Justin, great to see you.
Yeah, thanks for the recommendations, and I will talk to you later.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know when you watch it, what you think.
I'll definitely update you after I get around to watching some of that stuff.
And you need to pick this up.
Oh yeah, I remember you recommending that before.
It is, what is it, 975 pages? Oh no, 780 pages. And 800 pages exploring the relationship to Shimafuri and Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah, I gotta get that.
That's so good. And you got to read it with a notepad because there's a lot of information, dude. A lot of information.
I'll remember that. Thanks, John.
Yeah, definitely, Justin. Good to see you, brother.
Yep. Take care.
Man. Peace, you too. There's Justin Toner, one of my patrons. Love Justin. He's such a good guy. All right, let's bring in one of my Canadian patrons. Right, go.
Hey, John. How's it going?
What's going on?
You know what? Normally, I let the age thing slide, but next week is my my 53rd birthday, so it hurt. It hurt, John. It hurts.
It'll hurt when I wake up tomorrow after this workout today. That's for sure.
Yeah. After 3 years, I don't envy you, man.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm so fat. I mean, I'm saying like the angle is helping me out here, but like overall, it's rough. It's rough, man. But I gotta do it. So.
As a former fat guy, I know how you feel. Like one of my earliest like memories with a girl is in grade 6, where this girl I had a crush on looked at me and said, "Hey, does your stomach always hang over your belt like that?" Oh yeah. It's just wonderful.
The ladies can be brutal. I remember one time I was dating a girl when I first came to California, came to Los Angeles, right? I was dating this girl. She was like kind of a richer girl. And I showed up one time and she looked at what I was wearing at the time. Because at the time I just wore, like flannels, and she's like, and then I showed up, I was wearing cargo pants and like some polo. She said to me, she said something like, she goes, if you dress, I don't know how you expect me to have sex with you when you dress like my dad. And I was
ouch.
So
down and out.
For those of you who know the Geek Buddies, Michael Vogel, my gay friend who I've had for 20 years, I immediately called him on the way home that day because it was a really awkward date at her. She was house sitting and we were just the spark wasn't there after she said that. And I called my friend. I said, Michael, this weekend we are going clothes shopping. I'm throwing out everything. We're starting over from scratch. And he there was this pause and he goes, "You have made me the happiest gay man on the planet." I was like, "All right, done." Good. And so we went.
So is he the one that got you the hat, John?
No, the hat's mine, of course. He taught me like button down shirts. He taught me the look. He taught me, all those kind of things. So, he's been a great inspiration for all of that. But yeah.
Oh yeah. So you a couple of 70s films, because you and I think both agreed that the 70s is probably the best era for
There's
film.
no probably. It is the greatest decade of film, period.
Yeah,
Period.
I absolutely love it, and I've got a few that you probably heard of, but I don't know if people heard of. The first one is A New Leaf, directed by Elaine May, starring Walter Matthau.
Oh wow! Okay,
and basically it's Walter Matthau is a super rich guy who's lost all his money, and so he has to get married to a rich woman. It's Elaine May, who is the nerdiest of all, and
she
then
directed and stars in it.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing. Elaine May, from what I could tell, is only the second woman ever to direct a Hollywood feature after Ida Lupino did in the 50s. Because Ida Lupino, I don't know how many she did. I know she did The Hitchhiker in the 50s, 53, Ida Lupino. But Elaine May is only the second woman ever to direct like a big Hollywood feature.
Wow.
And that's in 1972 or 71. That's crazy that it took that long.
Crazy.
Yeah. And so if you get a chance, watch it. It's absolutely Walter Matthau is friggin' brilliant. And another one, this one you probably know. It's Breaking Away from 1971.
Yeah. The bike.
Peter Yates.
Peter Yates.
Oh, there's something about, I don't know. When I was a kid, I probably rewatched that like God knows at least 50 times. Like there's just something that speaks. It's like the Rocky. It's almost like a Rocky thing.
Isn't it Dennis Quaid in that movie?
Dennis Quaid, Jackie Earl Haley when he was young. Yeah, super young. What's his name? What's his name? Not Dennis. The guy.
Is it Dennis Christopher? Is that who it is?
Dennis Christopher. That's it. Yeah.
The guy Dennis from Chariots of Fire. He's a small part in Chariots of Fire.
Yeah. Dennis Christopher. Yeah. Oh, it's a great friggin' movie. And then another one, which we talked about. I love this one. And this one's weird as hell. And it's Hal Ashby's Harold and Maude.
Yeah. Harold and Maude. People love that.
And just to warn people, first of all, it's dark. The main character, like both characters, the meet cute is they both go to funerals.
Yes.
Just to be around death. Right. And the main
this isn't like Wedding Crashers where he's trying to go to funerals to pick up women.
And he's 18 and she's 74. Yeah. So it's a love story. So absolutely. And the other one, this one, I don't know if you heard of. This is one of my favorite Canadian films. It's one of my favorite 70 films. With A Silent Partner. The Silent Partner with Christopher Plummer, Elliot Gould, and it's absolutely phenomenal. It's basically I'll give you, because the twists and turns are the best, but it's basically Christopher Plummer is going to rob a bank in Toronto, right? And Elliot Gould is a teller, and he kind of figures out that Christopher Plummer is going to rob the bank, so he steals the money first. And then blames it. And of course, when Christopher Plummer finds out, he gets all mad and wants his money back. It's I would recommend you finding it, because I know you would love something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then comedy, Peter Bogdanovich. This is like, no one talks about this anymore, but What's Up, Doc? With Barbara Streisand. Oh, you haven't seen that one either?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Peter Bogdanovich directed, Barbara Streisand and Ryan O'Neal.
Okay.
And it's like this madcap comedy where there's a whole bunch of suitcases and one of them has money and this, and they just keep flipping suitcases at this convention. It's just hilarious. Nobody talks about it anymore.
Wow.
So those are the three. And I love the 70s. There's so many of these like the people never heard of, right?
Agreed. 1,000% agreed. Yeah. Cool.
And if you don't mind, I want to talk about the Schmodown a bit, if that's okay.
Okay. People wait, but yes, go ahead.
Oh, well, I can leave if that's...
No. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So just very quickly, I want your opinion. Who do you think is going to be the team captain for each team?
I'm already the team captain of my team. That's already been decided.
I figured that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because some of them are obvious, right? Like corruption is obvious.
Who do you think it'll be?
It'll be Mike, of course.
Oh, of course, because he's sleeping with a boss, of course.
Yeah, of course. But then some of them aren't obvious. Is it going to be Dan or is it going to be Ben? And is that going to cause friction?
On backstage, I thought we were going to have a little more of a back and forth, Ben and I, about the situation, but we didn't. But that was one of the questions I was going to ask him. Who's going to be your captain on your team? Because, is it going to be Dan? Is it going to be Ben? But, Dan sometimes likes to play, the behind the scene, likes to sit back. He doesn't like to necessarily go and be the guy on the front. So I don't know both of those guys, but I imagine he'll want to. Ben will want to do it to take the pressure off of Dan. But who knows? With this new attitude Dan has, maybe Dan's the one who wants to do it. That's certainly possible. Someone tagged me on it and had speculation. I want to bring up the tweet for myself, but they speculated on who might be the captains. Oh, here we go. Giving a little credit to Dark Jedi 2552 said Corruption Kalinowski. He thinks Paul Oyama will be the captain of Swag. That seems to make sense. What do you think?
I honestly think, and honestly, because I know behind the scenes he's nothing like his character, and it'll make for a great story. Lon, because Harris, because it'll make a great story of him being the captain, and from my understanding, behind the scenes, he's actually quite on the ball.
You know who I would make the captain is Laura Kelly. That would shock a lot of people. Have a female captain of the team, because I don't see a lot of these suggestions.
That would be great.
Yeah, Laura Kelly is a boss. I mean, that's the reason that we do the Star Wars show together, because I respect her strength and her opinion. She'd be fantastic. I mean, she made it very clear she didn't want to come to the exchange, so we didn't take her. We could have taken her in that 5th slot. She was there, but she made it very clear. And so we were like, you don't want to come here. You don't have to come here. We're not going to take you. We want people who want to be here. And so she was. So that's what I would say. I think she'd be a good captain for sure for Swag. And Winston would do it. Seems like he would make sense.
Yeah, and Winston's the one I don't. Oh, Bibbs. Yeah, Bibbs is 100%.
Bibbs for the Mercs, absolutely.
Who is Winston going to pick?
Well, that's what I just said.
Sorry. No, I meant Den. The Den. Like, is it going to be Paul or is it going to be Ben?
No, I think it'll be. I've been drinking too much. I forget. Paul. Who?
Preston.
Yes, Paul Preston. It'll be Paul Preston. He will be the captain. I think.
Okay.
I think so.
That makes sense.
This guy suggested Dungeon with either Robert Parker or Dan. I don't think Robert Parker's in the conversation at all.
No,
I think it's either Dan or Ben.
It's got to be Ben. I don't see Ben taking the back seat.
Well,
even story wise, not just like in real life, but story wise, that would cause too much friction at the beginning, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and also look at that poster of the dungeon. It's kind of ridiculous. Why is Dan and Ben towering over Robert Parker and Mara? Mara has as many titles as Ben Bateman, ladies and gentlemen.
That's true.
And so to put her all the way at the bottom to the left, even Robert Parker is a little higher in the picture than Mara. That is ridiculous. That's why when I saw that picture, and no offense to anybody, but I didn't like that picture at all. And we took some heat, and rightfully so. Someone brought it up earlier that we had selected, the first 7 picks were all men, just the way it worked out. But I totally get the criticism. I think that's a fair criticism, and we can address it fairly as well, which I did. But like, that photo doesn't tell me that you respect the female competitor on your team when you have Dan and Ben towering over everybody else. That's ridiculous to me. And that's when I reached out to the Finstock Exchange people on the thread. I said, we are not doing a post like that. We are all equal. We're not doing photos like that. All of us together, all of us equal. And, Taylor did one, and I'm all the way to the side, and I got no problem with that because we're all in this together. We're all about uplifting the people on our faction. And so in that slogan, we don't start wars, we end them. And it's like, really? you blew 2 shots at the title. You really don't end the wars. And Parker flamed out in the second round. So I don't know what wars you think you guys are ending. But like, I get it. It looks boss, but I think it also kind of denigrates Mara a little bit. Mara should have been on par with at least Ben, who's only a 1 title winner as well.
I agree. And honestly, you're talking about the 2 teams I think that are going to be sleepers are you guys.
Possibly.
Right? And the Den.
Yeah.
The
Den had a great draft. I'm never going to. Den had a fantastic.
Fantastic. Draft. And honestly, here's the thing. If don't tell me, but I think the team they're putting together is Alonzo and Ben Goddard.
Oh, maybe
because it's they have the exact opposite knowledge set.
Yeah, that's certainly possible.
Yeah, to me, that's the team I would put together because Alonzo's basically a movie buff. He's got the
but he hasn't
the classics.
He hasn't played well. He hasn't played well when he's been in
He's
matches.
He's my pick for comeback player of the year this
Ooh,
year.
nice choice. Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Bar none. So I'm excited for this year.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for I don't know what's going to happen. As I've said numerous times, it could blow up in our faces, but we have faith in this team we've selected, and we believe in everybody. And there's so much camaraderie already. They're all in our thread, complimenting each other, watching each other's stuff, showing up in the chats when they're on after shows or Schmodown shows. It's been great. When Khan was on, like 6 of other faction mates showed up in the chat to talk to people. Wow, this is the goal. We are all together already, and so we're going to show. And even if some of them lose on the first time, we are there to pick them up and go, okay, what do we learn from this? Let's move forward. I think having veterans like me and JT, and to a degree Craig, and certainly Tom, will help. And people sleeping on Tom, it just cracks me the fuck up. Tom was very involved with this draft, very involved with picking the players. We argued back and forth throughout the draft, all of us. Tom is a very strong voice in the room. And so all these other managers want to paint him as a buffoon. And it drives me nuts because Tom was so involved in this. It's the most I've enjoyed working with Tom in my entire time of being in the exchange. And it's been fantastic. And Craig is a huge part of that, and JT as well. We're so just enjoying the ride and like falling back in love with the Schmodown, seeing the joy of these new people coming in under our tutelage. And, all the other managers are going to talk their shit, make their jokes and make their comments. And I told them all, turn that shit off. Who cares? Let them say all the shit they want to say to kiss their own asses and promote themselves and make themselves feel like badasses. What matters is W's. Get those W's and get those belts, and whatever shit they said won't matter. And so that's the thing that I'm trying to instill in the players, man.
You know what, John? If you guys win at the end, I will officially right now. This is my vow to you. I will officially retire all my corruption shirts.
All right.
So that's your fair. Motivation.
That's fair. Yeah. All right. I like it. I like that.
Yeah. So I honestly, it's right now I'm picking either you or the Den. It's a tough call. Which one I think will do better.
No, the Den. We're underdogs, man. We're underdogs. We're going to see what we can do.
Both of you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, John.
Good to see you, brother, man.
All right. Talk to you later. Oh yeah, absolutely. Bye. See ya.
That was Royko. He's so great. Let me get to some Streamlabs and Super Chats real quick, and then we'll get people in live as well. Muckbank says the political show with the amazing Dorina is also fire. With the orange man gone, will the show change? Hell no. I hope not. You can easily continue to point out inequality, misinformation as you see it. Absolutely. Look, Dorina and our producer Sean Barreto, they both have their stink eye on Joe Biden. And apparently Joe's not going to be able to do enough to satisfy either of them. But so the show is going to go forward with them questioning Joe Biden, them looking at these decisions, looking at what's going on. And so, we're not done with the orange man because we got that impeachment starting on February 8th, that trial that's going to be nuts. So there's more to explore here. And keeping a administration on task is a very important part of the show. So we will absolutely be exploring all of this. We just hope the audience is there to want to be educated and converse about these topics every Thursday because we're not quitting the show. But if the viewerships go down, then at that point we have to explore that possibility. So that's what I would say to you there. All right, let's see. I know we had one more. Here we go. Muckbang again. He says, Elizabeth Olsen is so good. Can you speak to the effectiveness of subtlety? She evokes power and dread with a specific expression. It reminds me of Chandru. Get out of here. Chandru's not even close to Elizabeth Olsen. But you know what? Muckbang, you donated, so I respect your point of view. But Elizabeth Olsen is like a master actress. She can make that face of hers switch from sweetness to absolute danger in a heartbeat, in seconds. The key is believing the switch and understanding what your face does, understanding how much you're invested in the moment, emotional beat you're playing. And Elizabeth Olsen, as I said, is an incredible actress. So she understands that. She knows that. If you guys haven't watched her Facebook show that she did for 2 seasons, where she's dealing with the death of her husband, her sudden death of her husband, and her navigating that shows you. And Martha Marcy May Marlene, that's an incredible film as well, exploring her getting out of a cult and the character in that film and what that's experienced like. So she's an incredible actress. So the subtlety always comes in the eyes and in the cheeks. Like that's where you see it. The change. The eyes is always the dead giveaway. If you believe the eyes, everything else connects with the face. Everything else. And that's the key to subtlety, man. It's a switch, just a little bit Just a little alter. And you saw her how quickly she switched back and what it cost her. Let's see. Smets is captain for the dungeon. I don't think a non-player can be captain, but I don't know. That's certainly possible. But of course, Smets has bigger fish to fry right now. He's back into chemo, his third round of chemo. So we're sending all the love and respect and thoughts of comfort and support for Kevin, for sure. I love my brother madly. Secular says Riley is captain for the den. That would be a great choice as well. I love Riley. It killed us not to pick Riley. We went back and forth on it. We debated it 1,000%. But Riley would be a great choice to be a captain on the den. All right. Do I have a Streamlab that came through here? Yes. Wayne Edwards says, I meant to come on in the video to chat, but I was on the phone with an interesting lady. All right. Question. The premise of WandaVision, an energy field in a rural area that contains an alternate reality. That is Annihilation, an amazing film and book. Well, yes and no, because they didn't bring anybody back to life in Annihilation like they did with Vision. And it's superhero based versus horror based, which Annihilation is kind of based in that. So I don't know if 100% agree with that, but I think that's a great comparison to make, certainly as a conversational thing. For sure. So thank you, Wayne. I appreciate it. All right. Smithy. What's up, Smithy? How are you, director?
What's up, Roca? Am I live on the audio realm?
Yeah, looking good. What's up, man?
Okay. Roca. A dildo actually looks like a dude's junk. Wait, you don't want to hear that? I mean, you got to know the difference, because if Steve Martin came out with one of those things in his hand, that movie would definitely get an R rating. That's
hello.
Right? I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
Because he was looking for a flashlight, I think was the joke of the scene. So anyway,
was it him or Diane Wiest who was looking for the flashlight?
No, it was him, and it's Diane Wiest's vibrator. That's why it's embarrassing. And he just starts laughing. But if you didn't know what that thing was, right? So anyway,
right. I remember that. All right,
but it's an excellent movie. Excellent movie. Hey, I was gonna say there is this really 70s movie called Wake in Fright, and it's Australian. Okay. And it's got Donald Pleasance and a few other Australian actors. But let me quickly read you the tagline.
All right.
After a bad gambling debt, a school teacher is marooned in a town full of crazy, drunk, violent men who threaten to make him just as drunk, crazy, and violent. So they're not threatening his life. They're threatening to bring him in and make him as crazy as they are. And so there's a lot of drinking and being drunk. And this is why people at home, you got to know this before, there is some animal cruelty action, whereas there's a kangaroo hunt. What? And some of it's real. And in Australia, kangaroo are treated at times like deer, where you can be licensed to hunt kangaroo. And so in this movie, they're all drunk and they go out at night and they literally just start taking out kangaroo. So it's that, for those at home, if you don't want to mess with that, but it's directed by Ted Kotcheff.
Oh yeah, Ted Kotcheff. I know him.
Who did First Blood, right?
Yes.
So anyway, he survived animal cruelty, killed a bunch of kangaroo, and he's still working today. So sometimes the movie claims to be anti-kangaroo hunting. So
it's 50 years old, right? 1971.
Don't say things like that.
I'm sorry.
Feel old. No, it's 50 years young, Roca.
50 years young. Sorry about that. Scorsese on the remaster did a remaster 10 years ago on it. He said, "It left me speechless." And Roger Ebert, when he originally reviewed it, said it's powerful, genuinely shocking, and rather amazing.
Wow.
So
it ain't Crocodile Dundee. This one. This ain't no fun, friendly Australian adventure. This is.
Why do I know Gary Bond?
He's probably in a lot of other Australian movies.
Yeah, maybe. Shit.
Some of these guys are heavily recognizable. Who's the other guy that's always Jack Thompson? He's in a lot of...
Yeah, Jack Thompson. Yeah, Don Pleasance is young in this one.
And Pleasance. You got to love Pleasance.
Yeah.
But anyway, but that's one that most people haven't heard of at all. Nobody knows about that movie. Whereas some of the movies you were talking about are just a little lesser known. The awesome movie Barry Lyndon. Roca.
I don't get that.
When you're watching Barry Lyndon, you have to just look at the image and be like, it's so well composed. This is the most beautiful frame I've ever seen. And that's half of what you're looking at.
All right.
But it's
fair
also
enough.
like it's very critical of the lifestyle of those rich people. It basically makes them all look like assholes. So
Wow. Not a difficult thing to do.
And Ryan O'Neal is the ultimate a-hole. So anyway.
That's what I'm saying. So I may have to watch this thing. I may have to watch this thing now with a little more perspective. And maybe it'll become one of my favorite Kubrick films, but I don't see it happening.
If you've seen it, you don't like it, then you don't like it. That's legit.
Yeah,
I'm down.
It's just
a very
long.
lengthy. Yeah, it's a very lengthy one. It's very slow. And none of the characters are likable. You pretty much dislike almost everyone in the movie. So you're
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
And Ryan O'Neal is dislikable in real life, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear.
But anyway.
Cool. Anything else?
I still would love, no pressure, but check out my audition video. Not for
I watched it.
Well, it's just for the sake of I was trying to be funny and my Kevin Smith call out, which I thought was very humorous.
Have you reached out to Gilmore for the FCL?
No, I'm not wanting to break any barriers or cross any lines. We're not.
You got to reach out to put yourself in the mix.
But I didn't get drafted.
I know, but you can get into the FCL, which is the other. Hold on.
Well, as of now,
what are you saying, Sean?
I don't think they're allowed to talk about that stuff yet.
Yeah, as of now, he's only allowing. He's only saying people who have been drafted are in the FCL as currently.
Oh, people who are on the list, but then weren't drafted. Oh,
I'm sorry. People who got into the draft, but they are eligible. But people like me, thank you, Sean, for clearing that up. Otherwise, I would have blown it, and Harloff would have kicked me out of the community. Well, I was just hoping you found some of it humorous, and I don't want Kevin Smith to come after me.
No. I thought it was good.
I tried to be self-deprecating when I'm like, I met Bruce Willis at the Razzies when I won Worst Film. So anyway. All right.
That was a good intro. I appreciate it. Thank you, Smithy.
All right.
Great seeing you, my man.
Good to see you, and congrats on your situation. And I'm sure the Finstock Exchange will become a tank rolling over all the bodies of the other factions.
That's the plan.
That's a metaphor I think Tom would like, is a big tank like rolling over, killing people. But that's just
it's like Patton. It's like Patton.
That's right. Exactly. Actually, Tom should get some of those pants, those Patton pants.
Wait, Ted Kotcheff did Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah, he did
Holy
that.
shit, I love that movie. Yeah. When I used to work at a video store in the that time, I was assistant managing. 1900s. My first trip through college, I was assisting managing to be able to pay the bills and whatever. And Weekend at Bernie's was whenever I came in to work a shift, that was the first, because I was the manager. I was the first film I put on, and I would keep it on in a loop. If I was working by myself, I would just leave it on in a loop because I love that movie so much. So shout out to Ted Kotcheff, that's for sure.
I worked at Hollywood Video, and I worked at a few other video stores, but Hollywood Video, you were only allowed to watch Disney. So it was, it was like fine for a week or two, but after a while, you're like, no more Cinderella. Anyway.
I'm gonna Yamo beat you to death. All right, thanks, Smithy. It's good to see you, brother. Much love.
Good to see you, and this was a great show. See you next time.
Very kind. Thank you, man. All right, let's bring in Brendan. What's up, Brendan? What's going down?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hanging in there. I'm running out of steam, but I'm hanging in there. What's going on?
All right. I saw a Twitter thread the other day that was, what film that was not nominated for Best Picture do you think should have won Best Picture that year? For me, it was easy.
Yeah?
It's The Dark Knight, bar none.
Oh, 2008.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there others for you that weren't even nominated?
Yes.
But should have been and won?
Sicario in 2015. Wasn't even nominated for Best Picture. That's the best film of 2015. Period. Some good films that were films that were not nominated for Best Picture, but should have won. Is a great top 10. I don't know if we've done that before. That would be a great one. Yeah, that's what I mean. Do you remember that film? Did you see Sicario? That's a great film.
I have not seen it yet.
Was Citizen Kane nominated?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Interesting. I wonder if there's some movies.
I know The Searchers wasn't nominated for anything.
Oh, see, The Searchers, you can argue. 47. Here are 47 movies that were not nominated for
okay.
best.
Let's see this.
Let's see this. No, I wouldn't say Before Sunrise. I wouldn't say The Big Lebowski wasn't nominated in 1998. Breathless in 1960. Let's see. A lot of people like Donnie Darko. Did you like Donnie Darko? Oh,
I haven't seen it.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly wasn't nominated in 1966. You might argue. You might argue that one.
Yeah.
I would think.
But I happen to like the winner that year.
What was the year? Who was the winner? I know the Oscar made.
Seasons. I like.
Oh, come on. That was a kind of a boring.
No, but compared to Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, that's my answer there.
One that I think is interesting, but I haven't seen the Best Picture winner that year.
Okay.
Though actually, I was going to say The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh yeah.
But considering that Raging Bull was nominated that year, I don't know if.
Ooh.
I don't necessarily know if you could. I mean, I like Empire Strikes Back better than Raging Bull, but I don't know that to say whether it's artistically better than Raging Bull.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, because there's a lot of movies that should have been at least nominated that weren't.
Yes.
But to come in and have them win.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I mean Miller's Crossing in 1990. I think that's the same year as Driving Miss Daisy, so it is way better than Driving Miss Daisy. Isn't that right?
Technically,
yeah.
The Driving Miss Daisy was released in '89, so you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So
91. What's Best Picture 91?
Like that one for the year of 1990?
Yes.
The winner was Dances with Wolves.
Oh yeah, I would take Miller's Crossing over that in a heartbeat.
But
yeah.
Goodfellas was one of the nominees.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
I don't know. I still would take Miller's Crossing. Never mind. I'm not gonna get into a conversation here, but I could argue Miller's Crossing over Goodfellas. I really could. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. Oh yeah, great point. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Absolutely. That's what should have nominated for sure. All right. What else have you got, Tushka? I mean, sorry, Brennan. What else have you got, brother?
Tushka. That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That was it. Yeah.
All right, man. Well,
by the way,
I've
been enjoying the Cinephiles immensely.
Thank you, dude.
I
Thank you very
listened to your Rocky episode today.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is great. So.
Yeah, thank you, man. Have you listened to our Godfather ones yet, or no?
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah. Like I said, we start Godfather Part 2 tomorrow. That's going to be a hell of a conversation. I can already tell it's going to be a hell of a conversation. So
one of the things I'm actually doing right now because of your month of Coppola is watching all of his movies.
Oh, nice.
At least the ones that are available.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched The Rain People.
Oh yeah, Rain People, right?
The Cotton Club, the man Tucker, the Man in His Dream.
Tucker's not bad. Tucker's not bad.
Finian's Rainbow.
Oh yeah, Finian's right. Well.
Yeah, so I've been watching some of his movies.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, that's all I got.
All right, Brendan. It's always great to see you, my man. I'm looking forward to seeing you in our Discord chats, brother.
Oh yeah.
Much respect.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. That's Brennan Nation there. As Soul said, that's Brennan Nation. He's a huge part of the Outlaw Nation. Love Brennan to pieces. We're going to go toe-to-toe in a trivia match, Brennan and I, for the patrons of the Outlaw Nation. So, get ready, kid. You're stepping into my world. All right, Tushka, what's going on, man? You're the last one of the night.
I know. Wrap this up. Right? Well, I don't want to take up too much of
thanks for hanging in. Thanks for hanging in. What's up?
Not much, brother. How you been, man?
I've been good. I'm a little hungry right now. I got to grab some dinner. It's 8:40, and I haven't eaten anything since, I think, 12. So
I guess I'm granola bars, snack a little bit. It's a little bit too late for you to eat a full meal anyways. You get at that age, you got to take a Pepto or something or an antacid. Hey, I'm not that age too, man. Like, I look at it, I'm like, oh, I got to eat now. So we'll get acid reflux, and then hey, oy vey, I can't sleep.
What are you? What is this? Velvet?
Velvet? Oh, that's amazing. Man, oh my God, March 5th cannot get here soon enough.
There's a new trailer tomorrow.
Oh my gosh!
So I can't.
It's the trailer.
It's the full trailer apparently. So that's going to explain everything. So
oh man, yeah, I was sad that that got pushed back a little bit even further, but
agreed.
But hey, looking at your videos, and did you put like steroids into these Geek Buddy reviews of WandaVision? Because my man, you're blowing up.
No, I think it's just that people have been, people are looking for really good analysis.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the word of mouth is growing on the reviews we do.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of them. And they're all, I mean, Michael has really stepped up his game. Shannon has stepped up his game. Having Emma, who's done multiple reviews for numerous things, she's come bring in her professionalism has been incredible. And I'm just there steering the ship, man. And then occasionally throwing in my research or my points of views on things, but it's been great. I'm just a point guard feeding these, and they're all scoring points, and it's been great. I mean, I think we won a lot of people with Mandalorian reviews, and so they took a chance on our WandaVision reviews, and they've been growing. I mean, the fact that we already passed 11K,
3 days.
Yeah, in 3 days is pretty incredible, and we'll see how far it goes before we get into episode 5, which is of course coming up on Friday. But yeah, it's been incredible to see them do so well, and
it's been phenomenal. And honestly, like I don't know if I look more forward to the review or to the actual episode now, because it's varying takes on it, and it's like, oh my God, I agree with everybody in the room right now. It's so good. Like me and my sister, it was her birthday, and so we did a Zoom chat, and we were doing a puzzle because that's kind of our thing now. Is like we do online puzzles because we can't do them in person, hang out, and and like I played that for her. I was like, hey, you want to listen to this? And she's like, oh my God, this is so good. So
wow, that's very good.
Hopefully got her hooked on it, and but yeah, man. So with that success of the reviews, I mean, I know obviously you're already trying to create different content. You're constantly brainstorming and kind of trying to get feedback and such, but
never stops.
For you as like the channel, I'm going to go business coach mode on it, for you right now. But like for your goals, what is like an immediate barrier that you kind of see that you could maybe remove yourself, or maybe even we in the chat or on the Patreon can help remove for you?
That's tough. I don't know. I mean, like we have conversations about how to tag the videos, which was great. Some of you guys suggested some great tags to put on the videos. I think it's about frequency. I think editing is a thing that overwhelms me. It's very daunting for me. If I had someone I knew, like if I had an editor that I could just send the rough recordings to, and they could edit it quickly in an hour and put it up, that would be incredible. But I'm doing everything. I shoot it, I edit it, I upload it, I clean it up, I reduce the file, I write the descriptions, I search the tags. That's just for one video, and so it's just like so much work. And then I'm seeing Greg and not that I'm comparing myself to the Real Rejects, but I see the Real Rejects have been doing this for quite some time, and they're a machine now. They're a machine,
Well, you know who edits for them, right?
No, I thought they edit their stuff. Who edits?
I think Eric helps out.
Who? Eric
Chronic. I think he's friends with him. I know he's friends with him, but I think in one of the actually it may have been on the video Saturday.
Wow,
he was talking about it. I think he may have mentioned it, and so
he's so busy. I mean, I don't like to burden people.
But that may be something to where so you it's something that you're holding on to that you need to try to get rid of. And that'll keep that train moving. It'll free you up so you're not bogged down with that process. So
that's what it would be because I mean that's what's great about Collider, because we could just show up, shoot the reviews, roll on out, and then Christian or Cody or Remsen or any of the other people or Adam would edit it, and it would be out by that afternoon. And they would put in the video, they would put in the clips or the pieces or the pictures, rather, all of that stuff, and do the great editing on it. So That's the thing that intimidates me or daunts me. But I think, having some, and Aisha said you have too many shows to not have an editor, Roka. I wish I could afford one at this point, but I'd love to have an editor who's willing to work on stuff for sure. That would be not also someone, and Sean's been helping with this, the clip outs, like suggesting 10-minute clip outs, like clip out of the show to put up, or 2-minute clip outs really is what I need to put on social media to get people to watch the show or be intrigued to watch the show. So those kinds of things are the things that I think I'm looking at to try to expand. Because I mean, like, we crossed that 15,000, and we're barreling towards 16,000 so quickly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's already at 15.3.
Yeah.
You just passed it, a week ago? So,
yeah. So it's pretty incredible. So if we can keep building that and people having faith in the channel and doing new and interesting things, and then that's the way to go, honestly. And I think speaking with the mods, and we've built a calendar up for myself, which I think is great, and suggestions by them about trailer reactions or reviews of movies that are coming out. So that'll keep me on task about what I need to do, because handling all the other stuff takes up a lot of my mental energy. So if I have a team that of like the patrons or the mods who are sitting there going, okay, you got to get a review by this movie's coming out there, so you got to watch this movie and you got to review this movie, then it's something I can tell my girlfriend. I go, babes, tell her ahead of time, Friday night I got to watch this movie, and then Saturday morning I'm going to record it. Once I do the record, then I'll just, hang out with you for the rest of the day, but I got to do this. So those are things that you can negotiate ahead of time. And my girl's so lenient on it, and she's so cool about it, because we spend all the time together, because we both work from home. So we're spending time together all the time. Just if I create the space to be able to do all this kind of stuff. So I think it took some time to find my feet. Now it's like, okay, let's start to do more. Let's start to push the boundaries more. It's a matter of me going, let go of the fear of it looking stupid. And this is the thing I'm negotiating, because the live shows I could do with my eyes closed, Tushka, but the pre-produced stuff, I'm really hard on myself because I'm not as skilled at it as I am with other things. So
you're spending 90% focusing on the 10%.
Yes, exactly.
And it's not always a bad thing. I mean, because it does help, kind of maybe move the, continuity or streamline, the video process for the viewer. But sometimes, we especially in editing, we waste time, the most time on the things that nobody else really cares about.
Right. But Steve's that way with Cinephiles.
Yeah.
Steve is like crazy about editing the Cinephiles correctly, man. It drives him insane. He spends the whole week editing the episodes you hear on Friday, the whole week, man. So it's one show.
Yeah,
I'm doing like multiple.
So and that's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Show.
Yeah, exactly. So,
that's awesome, man. Well, I just wanted to do a quick coaching session with you. But cheers, brother. Congratulations on all the success so far, especially in the new year.
Thank you, brother.
Look forward to seeing you all in the chat. I've got to figure out my freaking Patreon issue now. I think I'm at the $10 tier, which doesn't exist anymore.
No. The $15 tier doesn't exist anymore. So you can go to the 10 or the 20.
Okay.
Either one. But the 15 one is going to go out of commission on March 1st. So you can decide which way you want to go.
Well, but may need to look at the Patreon, because I think I looked at the Patreon and I didn't see the $10 tier. So
what? No.
Yeah.
Sean?
I don't know. I could have missed it. That's a whole nother deal. I don't want to drag you on all night.
I'll take a look at it for sure, if that's the thing.
Yeah, I don't want to run into Raiko's time.
He already came on. He's done.
No. But much love. Appreciate y'all. Outlaw Nation, find this dude an editor.
Please find me an editor who's willing to work, and do good work. But I don't have a lot of money to pay them. But if they're willing to do it, I'm totally status and everything involved with it would be great. Another suggestion they made is putting patrons' names on the stuff, and that's Riley does that with Canteen. That's brilliant. So I need to do that myself for sure.
Well, I would pay $10 extra a month if it meant it got you closer to getting an editor.
I think it just might. It just might. Thanks, Tushka. Appreciate it,
brother. We'll see you, man.
Peace. All right, there we go. That's Tushka, one of my pages. Very nice question he asked me. Very nice things he's suggesting, and certainly the mods in my Patreon have been incredible in suggesting things for me to do to better the channel, also to keep me on point on things, and that's important too. So, because my days fill up, ladies and gentlemen, I do all these shows and try to do more and more work here on the channel, and so it's maybe I'll post it on the Twitter. I always feel like people see that and they're like, oh, he's asking for free work, and it's like, no, there's an exchange of being able to work on the videos on the channel, and then I can put you in. So we'll see. All right, let me get on out of here. I got to go. I've been 3 hours without eating. I got to get some food, man, or actually 10 hours or 8 hours without eating. So let me go out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me here. Let me bring up my full-on brand. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight for another episode of the Outlaw Q&A AMA here on the channel. Thank you to everyone who sent in the Streamlabs and the Super Chats. Very kind of you. We'll be doing one of these shows every month going forward here on the Outlaw Nation channel. One Q&A show every month where we just hang out, touch base, connect, talk about life, talk about movies, talk about entertainment, sports, whatever you want to ask me about. I'm open to it all. So, if a question occurs to you before we get into March, write it down, set it aside, and remember to ask me when we come back with our March episode of the Outlaw Q&A show. All right. Much love to all of you. Thanks for taking the time. Please give it a like if you haven't given it a like. If you're watching it later, a lot of you do. Leave a comment as well down below. Likes and comments are so important. They elevate the visibility of the channel. And, of course, check out all the other content. We got a new Geek Buddies episode is going to drop tomorrow. We got those Geek Buddies WandaVision reviews we've been talking about all night tonight. And Polite Truths drops on Thursday nights with Darina and I as well. And then Strong Style on Friday, our wrestling show. And, of course, I'll be hosting SCN Live on Friday morning as well. So, and there's new content coming, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to be part of the Patreon, right down there, patreon.com/John Roca. Go and see all the multiple tiers and the benefits you got it. And maybe you want to join and you want to suggest a benefit that'll help you join, then please reach out to me, DM me on Twitter, or reach out to me on the Patreon there. Send me a message and let me know. Like join for $1 and then say, I'd jump up if you add this as a benefit. And that could spark some ideas. So that's always possible. You join at the $1 level, suggest things that'll elevate your support of the Outlaw Nation channel. Definitely. All right. Much love to you all. Take care of yourselves. And I will talk to you next time I'll talk to you next time here on the Outlaw Nation show. And remember, as I always say at the end, whatever you need to do to get through the next second, next minute, next hour, next day, next week, next month, next year, please find your way to do that. You never know what's waiting for you on the other side. I am the example. 2016, I came very, very close to taking my own life. And look at what has happened since. Look at all the things that I've experienced. And the joys and even some of the sadness, but all the great stuff that my life has brought to me because I didn't. So please stay with it. Find your way through it and keep being a part of the Outlaw Nation because I love you and we love you and we need you. All right. All right. Take care of yourselves. Practice your social distancing. Wear your mask. And we'll talk to you next time on another brand new episode here of the Outlaw Nation show. Love.